Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Downtime in the Hangar, where we talk about all things GBO2 and sometimes tangent. Today I'm joined by Gustav the 13th
Yep.
and Gaming Emblem.
What's going on, guys?
So, how was your past week? Gustav, you want to start?
Yep. It's been pretty okay. To be honest, not a whole lot actually happened. Still been going through Crossrays. It's pretty much consumed my life in terms of the secondary game slot. We're getting some good progress, though. I mean, Astray, we're going to be getting through probably by tomorrow. Then we got to do X Astray and then Double O and, yada, yada, yada. But I'm actually surprised at how much we've progressed through it. But besides that, just doing our dailies every day, quarantine life, and the usual kind of stuff.
Nice. How many of the stories have you played through so far?
So, Olive Wing, including the side stuff, we did seed and wrap that up earlier in the week, and then we're working our way through Astray right now. Then after that, it's X Astray, and then we'll be getting into Destiny, and then after Destiny, it's all of the Double O stuff, which there's a lot of. And then after that, it'll be IBO, or Iron Blooded Orphans, because it has the main story, and then there's like a side story.
Is that one new? I've never heard of that one.
Sort of the Astaroth and all that stuff comes from, so at least to my knowledge.
Sorry, I was more just joking about IBO.
I
It really wasn't going anywhere.
Anyway, so
Yeah, I like IBO as well. I was just hoping somebody say Barbados, and I'd be like, "Oh, it's that Suthanese added to GBO," but we never made it to that point. So,
yep. What a shame.
Shucks.
Ah, darn.
But yeah, is that pretty much it?
Yep, that is it.
Emblem, what about you?
Just keeping working. I'm still kind of getting into the swing of things with work, and by that I mean just more training and practice. They have a very long process. I'm already working on live accounts and stuff, but I've still got a lot that I have to do because everything's so spread out. Because they're having to do a bunch of courses online rather than, I guess, just have everyone shoved into a classroom or something. So everything's just taking a little bit longer. And apparently the online courses are kind of new to the way they've been doing training as of like this year, with things kind of ramping up for COVID. So it's kind of a work in process kind of thing at the same time. So just kind of makes things take a little bit longer because we're like still rolling out classes and whatnot on the work side of things. But that aside, I'm just struggling in battle operation. I'm making decent progress on my NA account. By that I mean I'm at like, I think I'm getting close to like 2,500 into A plus on my secondary, and I lose all of the games on my primary, so it feels good, man. But I'm back in A plus with Emblem now, so that's good. I just need to stick it and get some progress in. I'm gonna start playing Emblem first, and then switching over to my other accounts. I gotta trick the game into, because you think like, oh, warm up matches are gonna do well, but it's actually the opposite. You get your good matches out of the way first, and then
amazing matches.
And then you're just like crushed.
Gustav is just like garbage.
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty much.
That's actually how I would climb, like in MOBAs before, is like my big games that I wanted to win, I would literally wake up and play fresh. And then like that was normally my best games, which again, it just seems kind of, maybe play one game for a warm up, but but the thing is that one game can set the tone. So if you start off with a warm up that's a loss and you're like, well, warm up game, guys, then you could have already messed up at that point. So I mean, that was always my big thing with the league, is just like if it was one of those situations, yeah, Probably swap it around would probably be the best way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's pretty much it.
Yeah, just playing more Gundam. I actually saw today on Steam that Indivisible was 50% off, which is pretty interesting. I'll have to take a look at that one. If you aren't familiar with it, I think it's done by the same people that work on Skullgirls or whatever, the fighting game.
Okay.
But it's like a, I'm not sure what the genre is exactly called, but if have you ever played Valkyrie Profile, Lenneth?
Yes.
Or maybe like, okay, it's pretty much just like that.
Oh, okay.
It's the exact same kind of game. Project X Zone is what the combat's like, mixed with some platforming elements for anybody that hasn't played a profile game. But it looks pretty cool. Wouldn't mind checking it out.
I've got.
And that's pretty much it. MPSO2, usual.
There you go. Oh, by the way, in Crystal Chronicles, how's that going? Have you played that much
Nothing new.
last time?
I got to hit an element, but I didn't play it all yesterday just because of Banner Night stuff and kind of getting ready for work the next day. I wouldn't have had time to really do much of anything, unfortunately.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'll probably message you here maybe on the weekend to play some if you want. But because pretty much my consumption of time has been well, other things actually this week, but
Mm-hmm.
for the most part, game wise though, Avengers, which has been pretty cool, and by pretty cool I mean kind of meh, actually. So yeah, one of those things where I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna say a word, and then I was like, well, maybe not that word, not the right choice, but like, it's got so much potential. Like the skill trees are better. Um, there's a decent bit of customization with them, but for the most part, you've got most of your skills that you would in your build by like level 20-ish. So I don't know what I'm gonna get by the time I reach level 50. Other than filling out, I guess, literally everything, and I can just do what I want when I want to, because I think that's essentially what it is. You by hitting level 50, you unlock every ability. So, but the thing is, I've already got most of the stuff I need. So right now, the farthest on I'm characters wise is like Hulk and Iron Man, and then Kamala Khan a little bit. But like with Iron Man, either Iron Man or Hulk, I have pretty much all the mastery stuff. And again, like the only ones that I don't have, I need to be like level 20. So that's, not even halfway. And then I got most of the stuff done. Then you kind of got to figure out what you're going to customize. The thing that's odd is it seems like on certain characters you should be able to unlock just about everything, unless I can't count. But the other thing too is like on certain characters it seems like there's too many skills. I'm like, so is there, again, can I just not count? If I overcount this time? Or because some of them they're choices, so I could have accidentally counted the choices as 4 different skills instead of just 1, right?
Like they're branching, or
well, you put a skill point in it, and then you pick one of 3, and you can switch it at any time.
okay.
So that is kind of cool. Like if you're going into a new section, you can literally just hit the button and just redo your skill layout. Which, from what I was hearing, you wouldn't be able to do that. You had to kind of lock it in when you go in. But right now, so I mean, is that a thing that's going to happen when they patch tomorrow? Because there is a big patch coming tomorrow. So is that going to actually fix a lot? Or is it going to fix very little and is the game pretty much locked in? Now, I couldn't see them doing major changes to how the game works, but like, can we at least get rid of the bugs? And then we might have a more exciting experience. Like, I tried playing today a couple of times and I tried to do one level, a short one that literally would take me like 5 minutes to jump in and be done. And it crashed before I could get to the end.
Oof.
3 times. So I was like, well, there goes that idea. And then even loading in, there's another 2 minutes. And then loading into the next screen is like another 2 or 3 minutes. So it's like the load times are unoptimized. There's some big issues with it. Like, this is like still feels like a super early access game. Which, I mean, that's kind of what I was expecting when they first started talking about this game way back. Was that we'd probably end up with an early access situation. Yeah. So that's been the biggest thing I've been doing. Other than that, in the salt mine of GBO2 and Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, which I did technically beat the game in year 6 with that whole thing Monday where I was supposed to be on and play with Aoshi and stuff, and I did not expect the boss to take an hour and 30 minutes to get done. But yeah,
the last fight takes a while. It's got multiple
does.
parts too, I think.
Well, not to like, you know, spoilers or whatever, but the thing is, it does have multiple parts, and then there's, you know, the extra part that has multiple parts, you know, that's not even in the guide, which was kind of funny. Like, I remember when I first played through it, it's like, oh, well, here we go. Oh yeah, I'm gonna beat the game right here with the guidebook, and then it's like, still not done, and I'm like, what? What? Also, the voices that they added for everything.
Oh no.
I did not imagine
No.
the final boss. I'll just say that sounding like that, but yeah, it was.
Oh
I mean,
no.
it works. Well, I mean, it works, but it was just like I was expecting it slightly different, you know. It's like, or maybe not really a voice at all, or, you know, communicating in your head kind of thing.
Yeah.
But no, it's yeah. But yeah, so that was that. So anyway, yeah, the new suit. We're gonna hop into that. Start talking about that. What do you guys think?
It is definitely a suit. Also, just the fact that it has like 5 sub weapons just right out of the gate too. This thing is fucking loaded.
Yeah, it's supposed to have a pretty good kit.
Yeah, I went ahead and
Pretty
brought
good.
up.
So giving the A1s a reason to live, and it's not really my favorite thing. Oh.
My first take on it is just looking at it, I was like, okay, it has a lot of weapons. Please don't have the same problems that the 7th Gundam has with having a lot of weapons.
Yeah, it seems like it transitions a little bit better. At the
I
same
almost want
time,
to
it's
follow
also
up on that.
still pretty
Like,
slow.
I never really had too much trouble with it. Like, you still having trouble switching between everything, Magnum? Is that what you mean?
Well, I mean, like, so for instance, with the they kind of expect you to land the giant FU gun on the 7th, right? So, like, you can tell they've kind of, as far as, again, we've kind of talked about it being more of a general type support, and if they're expecting you to use all the weapons to get that extra DPS out that you need to kind of do your job, then that kind of can be rough sometimes. So I don't know. My biggest deal with like the 7th, for instance, is it seems like it's expected for you to use the giant gun, because otherwise I've just barely hit decent numbers. Like, I've hit top DPS without it, but it's just like, unless I use that big gun at the same time, I don't hit, like, well, pursuits of that cost. Like, again, like the MLRS, like, I can't even get close to what I can do with the MLRS, and that's, again, the MLRS is kind of a problem when it comes to comparing stuff to. But
I mean, that's interesting. Like, I don't know. I feel like the way they have it set up, it feels the opposite to me, where it's more of a supplementary kind of thing. But I feel like you definitely have to be aggressive with the suit, and be in the line with everybody else. Like, you're pretty much rubbing elbows with the blues. But before we get off topic immediately, I was just curious though.
Well, yeah, I mean but again, like even some of the tank stuff, I know a lot of people said assault gun tank because it also has a ton of weapons. Like you kind of need to get just about everything just to get everything out of the suit, and that's kind of what I was curious to see if this would be like. And so far, after playing it a little bit, I kind of have to say it's just has something to shoot at all times. So
Right.
you kind of just pick whatever weapon fits the situation, and it seems to be fine. But I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens. Give it a week or two and see what people do with it. But that's my like initial when I first saw it. I was like,
So what do you think after playing it some then? Or is it about the same?
Well, you can base cheese with the missiles on its back. Those chunk a base. I mean, they chunk a base. Like an eighth of a
They do a
base's
lot of
health.
damage.
Like it's crazy. Like you can if you hit the base like maybe 10 times with those, you've killed a base. 8 or 10 times, something like that. But I mean, you've got everything else you can fire at it. So like one game I, baited somebody into trying to stop me, and I was like, yeah, let's go. So I already had their base at like half health, and I killed him. Cool.
Yeah,
I
because some
feel
of the
like-
guys were testing the damage on those, by the way. Like, just to kind of touch into that real quick while you're talking about how much damage it does to the base.
Yeah.
They were saying against like the shuttle and Arctic base. Let's see. I think it was like somewhere in the neighborhood of like 14,000 damage
Yeah. So
if all the missiles hit.
yeah, the missiles they're clunky to use, but if you can actually hit something with them, you're just like, yep. Eat us, delete us. No big deal. But they are kind of clunky to use. I feel like that's kind of the problem with the suit, is a lot of its weapons are just kind of awkward. Like the grenade, I wish was a little faster. I wonder, like I barely stagger somebody with its beam, but it seems like it takes about 8 beams to hit with its main beam rifle. Have you actually figured that out yet, Gustav?
I think it's usually just 2 volleys.
Yeah.
But the charge shot's not too bad on it. The bigger thing about it is just that everything about these high cost suits, especially when you're trying to go under cost in 650, these suits are huge. And the unwieldiness, especially of the missiles and things like that, you're definitely going to be blowing up your friends as much as you are the enemy. Which is why a lot of people have come to start trying to rain justice down from above. And like they're just hopping just so that they can actually get like an angle to
I've
actually
seen
hit
that,
all
yeah.
that shit.
Yeah. It's kind of cool that you can do that with those, though. Kind of nice.
But it is starting to bring up the idea that like these narrow choke points and stuff aren't really working for these higher cost suits. Like the way that
They need to make a
start-
map that's scaled to the new suits.
Yeah.
They really do. I'm hoping this new map.
Hoping the Jabra one is one like that.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's a whole lot more open. But seems like everything is you always have something up, so reload parts really aren't a thing for this suit, I don't think. That beam spot that you have, really didn't pay attention to if it staggers, and I'm guessing you've got most of the stats
but
up.
you have to do like the whole thing for it though.
That's gonna be my next question on that.
Because
I didn't
rate of
test that.
fire, they're very spaced out. So you have to really just sit there and just hope that you connect with most, if not all of it. Still not bad. And the shield missiles actually do chunk and have a decent rate of fire. I don't know if those stun just because I haven't checked, but there's a
If
Japanese
they do,
player
it
that-
takes a ton of them to do it, because I like pumped. Which I mean, I was fighting a Cubile, so
Mhm.
it has damage
Well,
control.
right.
So there's
It
that.
might be a bit more skewed because of that.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's probably about half, like most things like that. Probably do it most of
But
the
yeah,
time.
this thing is a stun machine, just not in the same way as the detector or like the Nemo.
I thought
They're
it
not
was
immediate stuns. You can just like really just rack it up by streaming damage on them.
weird that the shoulder beams actually had to hit the 2 ticks of damage before you could actually stagger something. Kind of weird.
Mhm. Yeah, like they walk through it initially, and then like if they get caught up in it still, then they finally stun. I guess it's to make up for the fact that they just charge so fast. So
Oh yeah, there's just like that, and you're just like, okay, cool. There's 2k damage just on, yeah, you're wrecked. But I've been trying to crouch too with everything to just see how that works. Normally with the missiles though, it doesn't work out too well.
you have to be like on a hill or something and just hope that it doesn't hit the bottom.
Pretty much. In space though, the suit works pretty well. I'm liking it in space.
Definitely where it's meant to be.
Do you think maybe they're trying to teach players the value of space by having the suit be preferenced there?
If they're doing it, then it's not working because they don't fucking like space. So you know, you're still gonna see plenty of Palestinians on the ground. But I think in terms of just higher costs in general, like that definitely seems to be the angle. Like Double Zeta's already big and obstructive. The Dryzen's fucking dummy thick. The Cubile is like fucking wide as fuck. And not only that, but has a buffer. Like its wings pretty much eat up anything from behind it. The only thing that's pretty compact at this cost is the A1, in which it takes full advantage of the fact that everything else is big, lumbering, and has a lot less melee priority than it does.
Pretty much. But now, well, kind of jumping, getting a little bit ahead there. We got some new additions to 650. Pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
They're very swish.
Pretty
Yeah, it's
sweet.
pretty swish. But yeah, the as far as the Palace thing goes, I love just like all the weapons that you can spam, and also as far as it's like shoulder beams that I just kind of mentioned, I find that that's what I open up with for a combo. And then I have, so the way I had my weapon selection, I have the shoulder beams into missiles. That way I can always get to the missiles real quick, right? Because you're not really gonna swap into the, like if you're gonna hit them with that, then you can swap into the missiles and then go, or if you can grenade, you can swap by the time the grenade gets there.
Mhm.
The only one that kind of makes it awkward, I really have just been knocking them down after the beam, after like the beam saber knockdown, and then I'll just shoot them with the missiles, and that tends to work pretty well. What's really funny is, have you shot somebody point blank with the missiles?
I've had to like panic shoot them, but I don't think they've really connected to.
Like they're really weird on how they try to travel through the air that way, because you knock somebody down on the ground, and I aim like at the ground, they just fan out and then just like twitch, curve, and then straight down at the ground, and I'm like, they're all
Yeah,
clipping through each other. This doesn't look right. Because they just
no,
like
well, I guess
instantly do
normally
like 90
the
degree turns.
converge. Yeah, because they're
Very
supposed to
dynamic
converge
missile
over
physics.
distance.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden it's like, oh well, that distance is a lot shorter. Let's go smash.
Pretty much. So it gets a little funny when that happens. Um, for a while, I thought they just kind of went straight no matter what and kind of converged at a point in the distance. But if you're actually aiming at something really close, they'll converge on whatever that is right next to you.
Better watch out. Those are smart missiles.
I will say though, one thing as far as playing against one, and I did a lot of games and got a lot of points playing against
Oh
them
no.
in 550 as the MLRS.
Bonnet.
I got to flex on some Palace Athene. Let's
Bully.
go. Oh yeah, full bully on this in this case. But one thing I noticed is when you're on your missiles and you're ready to fire the missiles, like it'll just be like, I'm dropping my weapons down. I'm about to fire missiles at you. This is me telegraphing. So it's just like, oh man, you can't really, like, even if you're shooting at an MLRS, you can't, because like as soon as I see them like drop everything and like present them to fire their missiles at me, I'm like, gonna dash this way, no big deal. Cool story, bro.
Casual sidestep activate.
Yeah, so if they just kind of kept like the guns up, just or at least something up to kind of be like, oh, I'm actually still aiming at you with this. Definitely not these. Like that's a big telegraph.
Mhm.
the shoulder beams are really cool because they do break maneuver armor in that regard, I think. Or are they just doing the tick damage? Seems like they do. But you have to keep it on somebody.
It's
I will
also
say,
really interesting. This is another like low ball 550 when it already has to compete with the Palestina at low cost too. Or not the Palestine, the Hama Hama.
yeah, that's another thing. In comparison from this to the Hama Hama, I think I like this suit better. I think this one probably would make a better 650. Also, though, its shield isn't a shield, but
Nope.
we're in that category again. Oh, and this
Pretty
has damage
solid way.
control. Like, the Hama Hama doesn't even have damage control. What is that?
Kinda goofy.
Like, they're both huge. Like, they're both...
It has damage control?
Yeah.
They can't give that to the Bolanoke?
Nope.
It's a fucking support. What the hell?
It's a little Eggman suit, and no one wants to give the Eggman one.
Yeah, just means the cap holes or the capsule, whichever one you want to call it, is gonna be like totally screwed.
The Capool's totally gonna have it.
No, yeah, it'll
Watch
have
it
it.
have like a watch it have its
It'll have-
transformation where it turns like its legs backwards or whatever and like skims along the water.
It'll have all the GOG stats.
I want the Thunderbolt Gog, the one that showed up in the Arctic or whatever. That's really cool.
Yes.
Pretty much like Swole Gog.
I don't know. It still feels like, I mean, damage control is nice, but that shield needs to be a shield for how big it is.
It really does.
Let's make that shield a shield. Like,
No shields here.
there is, again, that's one of the biggest reasons why the MLRS is so good, is because its shield is huge and it actually stops daggers. Like,
God, these
come on.
missiles are way too telegraphed. Fucking shit.
Yeah, that's
Like the startup is so slow.
yeah. Not only do you just like, yes, I am ready to fire my missiles now, but then they just take so long to actually do anything. So, but if you
They
can
right
hit
there.
it,
Now fires and missiles.
But I'm tired.
But if you hit a Cubulate with,
Take a nap first, then fires and missiles.
but yeah,
They
Cubulate,
converge
they get
too.
hit.
Like there are actually some situations where I wish they wouldn't converge at all.
Oh yeah, right.
Like right there, if it would have actually just stayed further apart, half of them would have caught that G3 in the face. Like, god damn it.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like, I wish certain weapons you could cause it to do different ways of firing.
Like have an alt fire or something. That would be
Yeah.
interesting. Because that would be cool. You just have those missiles go out and they just like freaking cause like a wave of destruction in front of you. It's almost like an AoE map attack or something like that. Kind of like the MLRS's other fire rate or style. They should just give it another weapon.
The freaking Quabbly, get the fuck out of here.
When you go to fire it up, it'll just like float up in the air a little bit and then just like fire spam missiles in front of you, like across the ground or something.
That was a little weird. Like it ate all that damage at once. Like the game wasn't sure whether or not he was supposed to get hurt. It's just like, wait, huh? 6,000
I don't know
damage.
what to do here.
Too much damage. But
Hey, buddy.
I haven't really feared it too much as a Cubulate. By the way, I got my Cubulate. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
About
a very big audio peak when he did that.
Yeah, sorry about that. My bad. But yeah, I need to use that little mini beam a little more though. I definitely don't do that. But the shoulder beams are cool. The missiles in the shield are cool. I mean, they do a lot of damage. The shield missiles do. Like that's what the GAN's missiles need to do, yo. Just saying.
Also,
To
shield
tickle
needs to be a
things?
shield.
Right. Also, they both need to be a shield, yeah. But
Yeah, real talk, I wouldn't mind if they actually turned them into actual missiles instead of whatever pincushion bullshit that is.
Do you have the Hama Hama, by the way, Gustav?
I wish. Especially, I definitely want to like compare and contrast what is happening. What did I get stuck on?
I mean, that's pretty much my point. Is I feel like this is better than the Hama Hama overall.
I like
I
the
want to fill the same role.
I like
you,
the incoms on the Hama Hama though.
I mean, they're cool, but like you have a grenade, you have missiles, you
It
have the
also seems
shoulders.
that like, and maybe it's just because I'm not very good at like trying to get in melee wise with supports, but it feels like people almost run the Hama Hama like a general. Like it's a lot more bully-esque up close because it doesn't have to worry about its perspective or like positioning for where the weapons are on its body.
Oh, that is another thing. That's what I was going to mention. I was going to point out one thing, but the shoulder beams, I feel like you have to aim to the left or to the right rather a little bit more because
This is the downfall of making this a fucking third-person game and not really understanding perspective.
yeah. The yeah, you have to pretty much aim
Especially when your big dumb body blocks most of the screen and where people are approaching you from.
What do you mean you couldn't see him? He's right in front of you.
yeah, the missiles are awkward to fire, but when they do stuff that's cool or whatever, but the shoulder beams are like I feel like I got to aim to the right of whatever I'm trying to hit slightly. And then when you swap to the grenade after that, like if you do the grenade or the just its beam rifle, I feel like I got to aim a little bit to the left. Like it's too much of which weapon am I on, and you just got to learn. Like there's a learning curve with that. So I mean, like I was trying to get that down within just the few games I played of it. And yeah, this one's going to take probably about 10 games before I'm even used to just which side the weapons are on. Because it's then like, oh, well, I got my grenade, so I'm aiming over here toward this side. And then, okay, cool. Now I swapped to my shield, so now I got to like aim a little more this way so I actually hit you. You know, because his shield too is also on the left side of the thing. So it's like, you got to aim, you just shot the grenade to stagger them, and now you're just following up. So you're like,
You
okay,
gotta
well,
put your big dumb body in the way of enemy fire just to like get it in there.
yeah. So there's a lot of the back and forth aiming for
I'm
everything.
gonna see if there's anything at like 550. Like I don't have it here, but like let's see if we run into any.
I think I'm a couple of seconds behind where I've got everything going right now. Refresh it. That was just at the end of your game there.
We showcasing this dude on Gustav stream.
Yeah. I think he's.
That was earlier. I'm going into 550 to see if there's any like on our team or the enemy team. Because I only have the level 2 right now.
Yeah, let me know if there's one, then I can bring it back up.
Yeah.
But for now,
Well, he's
save
getting
my
ready to
computer, so-
showcase. I kind of agreed at the suit itself, like kind of looks like the Hama Hama, and the fact that it seems like it'll without the shield too. It has a big hitbox, it's easy to bully, but maybe it's just because I'm not good at approaching a Hama yet, but I've definitely seen the people playing it, and they like know what their options are.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to do a pretty good job at playing keep away. Like it could definitely be hard to engage them. Like the barrels aren't too terribly bad. I think the fact that they float a little bit help out some. And unlike the hide bombs on the Gian, they're very effective because generally whatever's trying to get at you is trying to get at you. Unlike what supports or whatever, like maybe generals to some degree, but usually they're like walking at you or something. But like the raid's generally trying to rush in as quick as it can.
Those charges are definitely Mark II bait too, because they're really fast, but they can't counteract the stun either.
Yeah.
So they're just like, I'm gonna get that ass. Boom. Oh, wait, what? What happened? So There's a little bit of that, especially for higher costs. There's just other things that can like fuck up and run into their stuff.
And then at like 650 as well, like if accumulate is coming in, they're just so big, like you can stagger pretty easy on stuff like that.
Oh.
The other thing too with the, but yeah, let me know if you see one on the enemy team. I didn't notice one on your team.
Yeah, not on our team. I haven't seen one on the enemy team though. Shiki and there's zero Shiki just trying to pal around though.
By the way though, I will say, which again I haven't tested it against maneuver armor, really, from what I can tell. But I'm guessing the shoulder beams do break maneuver armor. I guess that's what the stagger ratio is on them. Because it seems that you have to hit 2 ticks of damage to actually stagger something anyway. So I'm guessing.
Yeah, it looks like they just have a Jaeger.
But yeah, if we wanted to go through the stats, then got that up, Emblem.
I do not.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, I know when you got that up.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of doing finished up daily, so I'm gonna take
okay,
me a minute.
Gotcha. Here, I might try to pull it up. But overall, I do like some of its options to stagger. And you've got quite a few things you can quickly break maneuver armor with, which is good. But again, where it doesn't have a shield, if they can just stagger you instantly with any option they have, you're pretty much done. I will say though, against a GBO2 beam bazooka, takes a little bit longer for their Vulcans to actually kick in, so you normally can stagger at about the same rate they can, as long as you're hitting them, that is. So, but I mean, we got the Hammurabi to deal with at 600, and the Hammurabi just claps this thing, dude. Like, that is scary.
Like, I am curious how the compliance are doing. But even like anything raid related, like G3s give it a hard time. Just because they still have all that like force injection and stuff like that. It's a little bit easier for them to just get around all the fire. So, you know, support struggles. Kind of makes you wonder how this thing would do as a general.
I mean, I don't see this thing as a general though. So I mean,
we got pseudo supports though, so there's premise for it.
Yeah, there is. But
if anything, I feel like maybe just because this has a sleeker profile, they didn't do it. But if it actually had like Zamo level levels of like ignoring stun, that would have been crazy.
That would have been amazing. I mean, technically it's big enough to kind of beat that.
That's how I kind of felt about the Hama too. It's like they just don't want to go there yet.
I wonder
if it's gonna have that. It needs to be like a big, like fat health pinata, I guess.
I wonder if like first of all they need to again they need to make it shield to shield. Like it needs that. Period. But I wonder if they're gonna give the Hama though. And I'm just talking both of them need the shield thing. But I wonder if they could give the Hama damage control though. Like it surprises me that it has it and the Hama doesn't.
Yeah, now that we have an example of like something that does this around its size, it's kind of weird that it doesn't.
Also, for having force injector and this not, this also has more thrust.
Fucking legs.
That thrust. Okay, so I'm pulling up the support list here. We'll go over the stats. I think. Am I the right thing? I am failing a JP wiki, guys. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Under the I go to the mobile suit. Oh, here it is. Never mind.
My match is ending too, so I'll look into it also.
But yeah, what do you think they could add to it? Do you have any idea of what you would? Because I think it already needs a buff again. I'm pretty much I was there with the Hama Hama, and I think this is up there too. Or do you think it's fine where it's at as well?
Nah,
It'd be hard
I
for me
mean,
to say. I haven't played against it enough.
right. Having it is a little frustrating that it tends to be like so stun prone even with damage control and stuff, so especially with how much you need to like line up some of those. Its transitions between its smaller weapons pretty easy, but the missiles are still pretty fumbly. In some regards, I'd almost wish that it didn't like take distance into account for when those missiles converge, and if it was just like a pure distance thing. And
Yeah,
I will
besides
say
that,
this though.
Hmm.
Or go ahead, Gustav.
no, it's up.
I was just gonna say, I feel like it and the Hama Hama kind of trade off a little bit of defense
Mhm.
for more options in that regard. Like, I still think there's no reason a shield shouldn't be a shield. That seems kind of silly to me. Maybe they need to adjust the stats some so that it moves like it does right now, but has a real shield. But I mean, I don't know. And all the encounters I've had against the Hama Hama, the keep away has been pretty good. And that might just have to do, like I think I mentioned earlier, with me just not being used to fighting it yet. I haven't had enough matches against it, so my approaches are still probably a little bit awkward, and I'm getting caught by things that I'm still getting a little bit surprised by. But I don't know. I think having a lot of options on a mobile suit is good, and the Palace Athene, besides like the missiles, which kind of seem to be some like not situational like a big charge, but just situational in like potential awkwardness of the shots themselves.
Mm.
yeah.
Um, like it seems like it doesn't have a lot of I don't know. Or does it have like a large learning curve in that regard to kind of like figure out? It seems like so. I think it's just like a high damage suit that trades off a little bit of the resilience of the MLRS for a few more options, such you're constantly doing something. Because I mean, I feel like with the MLRS, you'll have situations where you don't have a you might not have a weapon because like your back's on cooldown, your missiles are out, and like maybe you're just like literally running out of your Vulcans or something like that. And maybe that's still rare.
I was gonna say it. Although with the MLRS, you pretty much, if you're downtime on any of like weapons like that, it's normally not that long though. So, and I would argue that you have more damage output with the less weapons with the MLRS. So
Yeah, there's a certain
Right.
charm to the simplicity. I mean, it's why it's been able to survive so many different suits being in and around its cost at its category.
Sure. Like I said, the damage. I'm not saying the damage is higher. I'm just saying like you're trading off the shield to have more weapon options.
Mhm.
I would probably still lean more towards the MLRS just because it feels like it's the safer pick. But whereas the MLRS is kind of does things in, except for like the Vulcans, everything the MLRS does is kind of like in wide strokes. And the Palace Athene seems to be able to, well, except for like the missiles, seems to be able to focus a little bit more. I guess if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So maybe you won't have situations where you're fighting with your Cubelays and you accidentally full volley a Cubelay in the back and get kicked out of the game, or something like that. You know.
but it definitely is a cool suit though. It has a cool factor for me. I kind of want it because it's one of my favorite Zeta suits.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely one of those things where like generals at high cost definitely have their own MLRS with the QBLA right now.
Oh yeah.
And similar suits to that are alternatives, they're like, oh, I could run my Dryzen J and just try to sweat out a little bit more. Like, we need some more alternatives for like the more obvious picks. Like Zeta, the A1 is like just kind of sitting by itself now. Like it's being picked more even than the Hamahama just because it can actually be picked at cost.
Yeah, that's kind of
Or the Humbrabi, I should say.
okay. So
Oh, we got a Paptimus in here.
Did you get everything, by the way, Magnum?
yeah. So the HP at both cost 18,000 and 19,000. Again, this is a 550-600 suit. The ballistic resist is 15 and then 17. Beam resist 29 and 31. And then melee resist is 11 and 13. Shooting, or the range modifier is 50 and 55. Is 10 across the board for the melee modifier. Speed is 115. Boosting speed is 185. Thrusters is 70, not 35 like on. But turn speed, ground is 54, space is 60. Melee priority is 1. The 3-star suit. So it has 6 and then 7 close range, close slots. It has 12 and 13 medium, and 22 and 24 long.
Oh my god.
Crazy amounts of long hard slots on there.
Dummy thick long slots.
Pretty much put on ballistic resist and then your range damage. Let's see.
I kind of want to point out real quick too. We were talking about the skills. Do you think they are opting not to put those big suit matters skills on the suits at this cost because all the suits are big from that series? Or bigger, I should maybe better put it.
So like if we put it on one, it's just like, well, what about this one? And what about?
This
And then it just
big.
keeps going down
Yeah.
the lane. Double Zeta needs
big too.
I mean, honestly, Double Zeta should have it though. Like there should be a certain point where they just break and like give it to some of these suits just so that they can actually like stand each other.
That'd be pretty gross.
Just talking about
general.
Oh my.
Yeah, just the suits in general.
Especially like when you think about like
for armor, dodge roll.
Once we start getting smaller, like sweatier suits in these cost ranges, they're gonna be victimized really hard.
Yep.
So they need to be able to power through all that zip and just like priority. It's fine right now because they're all just kind of like wailing on each other with their big guns, but eventually that's not going to be the case anymore.
Speaking of skills, though, high performance and back.
Check your skills.
Reinforced tackle, level 3.
Wow.
They have. What is this? Oh, that is special cushion for the left arm. That's the shield thing. Special cushion for the back. Damage control level 2. This is airframe fixing device.
That's the crouching buff skill.
Oh, it becomes difficult to stagger. Oh, that's cool. So you get the crouching maneuver armor.
Yeah. Which is also really weird considering the missiles. Oh god, no.
Yeah, it's a little weird trying to fire the missiles while crouching. Then it has high performance radar, high performance scope.
It's funny because yesterday I got really excited thinking that it was actually gonna like track with the missiles a little bit, kind of like the Dryzen's things, and it doesn't. It was just the conversion movement.
Yeah, I heard that, and then I was like,
oh my
bro,
gosh. What? Like, that's
Yeah.
amazing. I was like, oh no, actually, they just move in.
But front maintenance, ports. Oh yeah, everything spawns faster. And
Mhm.
then the gimbal.
Pretty sure that stacks too.
Yeah.
Which is nice because the respawn timers for 650 suits are fucking huge.
Yep. Okay, so all of its weapons list here. So the main thing, everything pretty much chunks for damage. The power for the main beam gun with the attached grenade launcher is 700 and then 735. Range 350. That's another thing. Is just about everything has good range on this thing. Dagger value is 50%, which I'm guessing is 10% since it fires 5 shots. Probably what that
Right.
means.
Yeah. Probably.
I mean, that makes sense. Again, it pretty much have to hit with like 2 volleys to stagger is what it seemed like. Guessing when I was staggering in like 8 shots, which was my guess. Probably because they were getting hit with something else.
Mhm.
Then there's the beam saber. Got okay damage. Let's see.
It's definitely a beam saber.
Where do they normally have the? Oh, here we go. Downswing is 130, 75 for side, and 100% for. So I mean,
That's the standard modifier.
do the downswing. It's kind of cool. Probably the way I'd go. Get a chance. And then put all the missiles into somebody's legs and laugh as they can't walk. Literally
They
just
just
tap
go
somebody.
like, oh.
But that was kind of the combo I was doing. Was just like, pew, downswing, missiles, and then they just stood up and couldn't walk, and I would just leave them there and laugh.
And just limp away like, man.
Secondary weapons, so a lot. So the missile launcher for the shield looks like it's got a stagger value of 5%. So yeah, 20 half the rounds. But again, if they have damage control, it's gonna take more. So careful when you're firing that at the Q-Blaze. Power though is 140 and then 147. Mega beam cannon. This says stagger value 20%. Oh wait, no, this is the little beam cannon, isn't it? Yeah, ASL. Okay, 250 and 262. And the shoulder beam cannon. Here we go. This says 35% times 2, and it hits 5 different times. And it only takes 1 second to charge up, which is just dumb. So
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
yeah, you can stagger somebody really quick with this thing. Like, you got a raid coming at you, and shoulders.
Soda lane, bitch.
Yeah, so I've been pretty much doing shoulder into grenade into downswing into missiles into the legs, or if I have to do the shoulders into grenade into missiles, and then pray that that also daggers. Try to do it again a little while later. But and then it has the large missiles, which have a ton of damage because there's 8 of them going at somebody's face. Stagger is 18% times 8, and they do stagger. Jump shooting possible.
Hey.
So pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much all the weapons. You know, it just has all the weapons.
What weapons do we want to load it out with? Yes.
Everything. Okay, so
Oh,
final
yeah,
thoughts on the suit, and what do you think they could add or not?
This is good. I like it. Definitely feel like it could be a little bit harder to shake so it can actually get through some of its weapons without being stunned to death, but that's just like a support problem in general right now.
Pretty
Go
much.
support, man.
Emblem, you got any thoughts?
Feel support, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
it's real cool. Does a
I
lot
kind
of
of
shit. Such a shame that it's a support.
yeah, I kind of touched on how I feel about the stuff. Like, I think it has good options. Shieldlessness makes you a bit prone to bully, but I mean, what can you do? I think once you get the rotation down and like what weapons to use in what situations, the payoff will be really there.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see this thing 1 or 2 weeks in, to see the people who really just stick with it and play it.
Yeah,
My
I'm
biggest
sure.
thing,
I'm sure it'll be like,
give it
haha,
give
it's
it a
that
shield.
suit, and then it's like crushing, you're like crying.
But yeah, I really just wanted shield to be a shield. Same with the Hama Hama. That's the biggest thing that they just need to do.
That
And
would be nice.
again, like all those shields need to be a shield actually. I could see some of the suits, where they don't make shields, for instance, like how they do with the double Zeta. Like I could see that being a thing still, but
Or at least put a buffer on it, right? Because like they did it for the back of this thing, but
well,
that's
no, the shield is a buffer. Like the shield does have a buffer, but it's like
so tiny.
don't have a dodge roll. You don't have any extra layer of defense other than the damage control, right? They're like, oh well, it's got the Hama Hama has force injector. Okay, I can
So
boost
barely
twice.
has any thrust.
I can boost twice. Thank you.
It's got no
Right?
thrust.
So
Probably
they're
it's
like,
level 1 too, so they just rub salt in the wound.
yeah, you boost twice and you're out of thrust. Literally.
You gotta have that other skill where it like reduces the initial thrust or whatever, and they didn't give it.
Like if you
The
put all
support
the boost
life.
parts, you can only get like 4 thrust and you're done.
Mm.
So with this suit, they're like, well, it's got damage control and all the buffers. Like that's good, right?
Sort of. I really.
Yeah, maybe. Nah.
Yeah. So like they need to have the shields work as shields. I mean, again, that's why the MLRS is so good. They're like, well, it doesn't have all this extra stuff, so the stats, if it only had these extra skills, yeah, it's got the shield. It's actually
And
a
the
shield.
fact that they lowballed it class or cost wise means that it's dealing with the Shiki, it's dealing with the boosted raids that are going up to that level, including the BB and all this other shit. So it's not like it's not susceptible to the usual support struggles.
Pretty much. So, but yeah, that's what I'd like to. So it's. I hope they do a big pass where we see like the Hama Hama and this get shield buff or just something extra, but it mainly the shield thing. Like the more that I've played some of the other stuff, it's the damage is definitely there with the Hama Hama now that I've kind of gotten more. So I feel like once I learn the rotation and get better with the weapon swapping of this, then yeah, the damage will probably feel like it's there. But so far, again, MLRS problems because I can just bully this and everything else is the MLRS. No big deal.
Hitting the Qblade in center mass with your stuff does as much damage over time as it would for switching between all those weapons.
Pretty much.
Especially since it's all ballistic too.
Yep. Okay, so moving on into the patch note. Got the normal suit there. But what's below it, and I have, but the we got another banner though, guys. What do you guys think of them adding the 650 GBO1 and the GBO2 beam bazooka?
GPO1 will definitely have its sweat lords. I don't know what the fuck those BBs are gonna do.
Dominate, that's what. Let's
No.
go. Give me that
No.
suit. I will just wreck everybody.
No.
I'll smack everybody in the
They
face
gave
with
it
a
the wrong.
shield.
You're going to get
They gave it the wrong kit.
You're gonna get Keyblade to death.
Nah, man. I'm just gonna decimate with that suit. I already decimate in 600 with the 550. I've taken the 550 into 650 when it's been in a quick match. I just love it. It's my suit though. It's my raid. Like that is just my suit. Like same as the Dom Barrage is my suit.
I just haven't played them off. It's been on the bench for like no real reason, and I just haven't picked it back up. But it'll be interesting. They should have just given it the missile launcher though.
Yeah.
So that's what the scary part is when the MLRS comes out. All the MLRSs are playing down right now. They're still like terrifying. Just
Yeah.
wait till they get on cost.
And that's my big takeaway from this. I mean, fair enough, the GPO1, they buffed it. There's people who just like it. I've seen it already in 650 that from people who got it already.
Yeah.
And they're doing pretty good. And that's kind of my thing here though. Like we now have some decent frontline suits that are 650 base cost now. Or well not base cost. You get what I'm saying. That are
Also,
actually
at least
650
the
cost.
GPO1 it's not as big as a fucking house either.
Yeah, so you have the GPO1, it can frontline as a general. So you have like one double Zeta,
Yep.
one Cubile, and then like 2 or 3 of these right now is what I'm seeing some
'Cause I
of, and
think
I'm
it's
like,
priority 3, and then it also that downswing, the hitbox is like immediate the minute
yeah,
it starts picking up its sword. So
yeah, the buffs to the GPO1 made it pretty solid and kind of a cool thing to see that this is coming out, which now scares me. When are we getting the Mark II and the Thamen?
surprised we haven't gotten the
Because
Mark II sooner.
yeah, I feel like that's gonna hit pretty quick.
I'm actually kind of surprised he let the statement out. Actually,
Well, I figure they're gonna do like they did when they put out all the level 2s. So I'm sure we'll see the MLRS pretty soon, and probably the Stamen. Was it the MLRS and the Stamen was the banner? Next dual banner? Didn't they do that as a dual banner? Can't remember now. But I figure they just repeat what they did with the GPO suits. Like yeah. So main takeaway is I am probably gonna do a couple of single spins, but I am saving my tokens for that MLRS. Let's go. And I don't care what the banner suit is that week, I am just going to spin on the MLRS. But and then we'll just laugh at the Cubiles, especially if we get that level 3 main weapon missile launcher. Oh my gosh, that's gonna chunk. That is gonna be like the super chunk. Let's go.
It's not gonna be funny. Maybe it won't give it the higher level of the main weapon.
Oh yeah, they will. I don't even have the level 2 on my level 2, and I'm just like just doing all the damage. I mean, I'm just afraid of what the actual MLRS secondary weapon is gonna do. Like, I'm already hitting like
like when it
almost
actually connects. Yeah.
yeah. Like if I can hit a Cubile and it not just be their shoulders, I can do like 10k damage almost with the level 2. So if that gets a nice boost in damage per missile, and you hit all of them, and then you hit like multiple targets, like man, that is gonna be, especially with how big suits are at that cost. Like if you hit everything, like you could probably. I just want to see like the biggest chunk of damage that like. I wish you could see like your biggest volley damage, because I think probably the biggest one I've got like that I've been able to look back and count has been like good 15k or 20k worth of damage between like hitting 4 different suits with all 3 missiles. But so that's more what I'm excited about. But I'm also excited about the beam bazooka. But the GBO2 is like I've said before, one of my top favorite suits, like top 5 favorite suits of all of Gundam. But so with that said though, would you guys recommend rolling on these, since we also have this as a secondary banner?
I would say no. Outside of like my suit, um, there's some. I could see some argument for the GPO1, but I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of have to
I
agree.
still need to try to. I still have to try to beam bazooka a little bit more, but I don't know. The shield would literally be the only thing I feel like that would be keeping it relevant, and I don't know. I still kind of wonder if it wouldn't just get bullied out by Cubiles.
It probably will.
I mean, that's the other thing too with the Cubiles. A lot of their like funnels will actually go to the side or behind. So if they get that rear funnels, you have to dodge. You have to pay attention to when they're using the rear and when they're using the side funnels, and know which way to dodge with those. Otherwise, you're just gonna get completely chunked. Like the rear funnels actually do a lot of damage. So if they hit you with the rear funnels, they'll do like 4K. I mean, again, this is like the 550 beam bazooka that I have going against one, but like I've been chunked for about 5K ish in just one shot with the rear, and that's most of my health. So so maybe up at this cost with the part slots and everything, that'll help. But anyway, yeah, I kind of have to agree. Unless the beam bazooka is also your favorite suit or just your suit that you're good with, probably hold off for if you're rolling for that one.
Or at least focus on the main banner, because the new suit's good. You'll probably have a chance to get some other stuff around that cost anyway.
Yeah, there's that too.
No more or less than you would for that stuff, so that's not that big of a loss.
But if you were going to roll for one, the GBO2 is still a pretty solid suit. I think it's better than, I mean, as far as like just, our old generals that we have out, I think it's the best one that they've put in. Is what? We have the Haimo Gyogug, I think is the other one.
Mm-hmm.
So
Haimo Gyogug's been pretty solid. The fact that those Gyogug beam rifles are still so expensive in the DP shop and stuff shows that they've been like pretty much there for output this whole time.
Okay, so moving on though, we have GBO days going on, and as far as the banner goes for the 10 spin, I really feel that it is living up to the bonus for new and returning players, because I'm finding it less and less let's roll on this kind of thing.
Let's go.
So, but it's cool. They're out. Get your free suit a day, and if you're low on suits, go ahead and do that. Get your guaranteed 3-star 10 spin.
Yeah, I got a Gabaldi beta for Ginny yesterday out of my free, so that was nice.
Also, it's kind of funny, when you have a returning or new player in, because it'll say in your game that you have a boosted 30% box drop rate, which immediately I see everybody dodge.
Like nothing.
Big note.
This guy sucks.
I'm like, whoa, we got a new box. Yeah, we're gonna get a box this game, guys. And then I immediately just see 5 people drop out of the room, and I'm like,
no,
okay.
But we might lose though. No, my sweat.
Yeah, it's been hilarious every time. Like,
They're out here
is just a
collecting their ratings,
radar.
like,
Yeah, it's just a radar for like, wait, there's an A+ player in here that's new or returning. What? Okay, I'm
Peace.
out. Peace.
Nope. No time
Oh,
capsule
man.
players for me, thank you.
Oh my gosh, it's great. It is a 10 out of 10 moment. Like, I feel like, I don't know, like
You've been in the prison of real life for too long. You're not an A+ player anymore.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I mean, that transitions pretty well into the Salt Fest though. Like, if it wasn't so like clunchy right now, that probably wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, we'll get to that here in a second. But yeah, pretty much. The salt is real right now. Okay, so in the ticket shop, they added the Zuda F and the Nemo. And for the Nemo, it's level 1 and 2. So, I don't know the ticket prices for these. If anybody does, then
Finish the game, I can go. Well, I might be able to in this account. Yeah. Hold on a second, I can check.
Okay, and then if you can figure out that, because that's pretty much what is going to dictate my recommendation for these. And then, yeah, so what do you guys think about these two suits, the Zuda F and the both levels of the Nemo?
All right, so 400 and 450 for the Nemo, level 1 and 2 respectively.
Mm-hmm.
Zuda F is
no. The cost ticket
215. Yeah, I don't know why I read the cost wise. There's this little brain fart moment. 180, 215, and 215 for the Zuda F as well.
Dazuda.
Not too bad. I mean, they are 2 stars, so I was kind of hoping they'd be closer to 150, but guess we're getting to that
Zuda,
point.
right? It's got that big heavy stagger on the rifle. You get in there and downswing. That combo is still pretty reliable.
For sure. I was actually using the Camoufle level 5, which is 400, and so it's kind of the same playstyle, so it's funny that that suit can still get in there.
Mhm.
Man, the anti-simp rifle crushes, man.
Pretty much. And this one fires faster and has a quick reload too. Like, the Zuda F is pretty nice for that. Just don't use its machine gun for pretty much anything. Just unequip that. It does 0 damage. It does like 0 DDPS, and it has like no stagger threshold. It is.
Are you talking about the secondary though?
Yeah, the secondary Zaku machine gun.
It's definitely better though. It's better than where it was when it started. They buffed it. I think. I mean, it's. I guess though, like.
I mean, don't
does
actually
MLRS get?
But
Yeah, why does the MLRS get its Vulcans and stuff, and then they have something like this? But like, I guess the offset idea is like you have the anti-ship rifle, right?
yeah.
And the maneuverable kit. So like, you know, this is a suit that has to have trade-offs, unlike everybody else that's good in the game. Like, huh?
Daddy?
I get it. Why do they pick and choose?
Yeah,
Why
it's
can't
really weird.
everybody have trade-offs?
But yeah, it's a solid suit. You can definitely do some good work with it. I mean, I've taken into games like, sure, I'll play this, guys, no big deal, fine. We're you know, it's been someone requested, and I was like, okay, fine. The only cost up right now is this ace match. I'll go in. How did I become ace in this thing?
Because you're a monster.
Because everyone else is sandbagging. Like, I don't want to be responsible for this.
Pretty much. That's gonna be my guess. But at the same time, it's still a good suit. After they buffed it, I accidentally took it in with no parts because I thought I put parts on one, but I put parts on the wrong one. Even without parts, I still ended up like ace and was doing good. So it can clap. It can get in there. But
Chet brings up a good point. The Zuda F doesn't have that pro tag stank in it, so it doesn't get to be as good.
There you go. That's what it is. The 2-star. There we go. That's what it is.
There's not enough Amuro booty sweat in there.
Shoot, if only 2-star was relevant enough, right? And if you're asking me, like, well, Emblem, the GBO2 is really mean in it, and that was the antagonist. Like, Gato was the real main character of Stardust Memory. They just had it from the viewpoint of some carrot-hating scrub.
But yeah, overall, Zuda F. The good news with the Zuda F, though, instead of wasting the tickets, you can pretty much try out a Zuda playstyle or a general Zuda playstyle with the Kamuf and or the just the regular Zuda. It's pretty much the same thing. So if you like one of those, then this is kind of more of the same, only a bit higher cost.
And safer because it's a general.
Pretty much. That's why I said try the Kamuf out. The only thing is this doesn't have a shield.
Oh shit.
So the Nemo though. What do you guys think of the Nemo?
Solid.
I like it has a bunch of options.
It does have a lot of options. I pretty much say that I only play it with
main
one
weapon options, I guess I should say.
Yeah. Yeah, the only main weapon I play it with is the cannon. So I play the Nemo cannon. We out there Nemo weapons rack going on essentially. It's kind of cool though. It's kind of like when you play with that, it's like essentially playing a weapons rack that it has a weird angle to aim at first of all though. But once you get used to it, pretty much kind of like a weapons rack with a dodge roll, which is kind of nice. But what do you guys think of its other weapons? I'm not the biggest fan of the other weapons anyway, so except for the machine gun. You guys play the Nemo much?
I like when it first came out, I used to play it a lot more. and I actually do like its BR gameplay, but I'm trying to learn the canon more now, just because I have the GM custom for that.
Yeah, I think the
It
canon's the better way to go.
Yeah, it has the better multiplier for the GM custom for the melee and stuff like that, so it's just a better combination for the initiate and the bunga.
Yeah.
Not to mention it also has the second roll now, so like
Mm-hmm. Did I get an Nemo another roll? I didn't know that.
no, not the Nemo,
No,
the
the
custom.
GM custom. So it's a little easier to get in there with the GM custom. I agree. Like if I'm playing the Nemo, I'm playing more of a range kind of.
So the Vulcans on
range.
the Nemo aren't too bad, and if you want, like if you don't have anything else, then it's a good front suit. Like definitely try to get it out of the simulator stuff if you haven't yet.
Oh yeah, that's right. It is in the simulator, isn't it? Well,
Get
that's
the level.
yeah. So try it if you think you'll like it. Try to get the level 1 in the simulator before. Yeah, just don't get the level 1 in the ticket shop.
Yeah,
I did not think about that.
get the other levels if you don't have them or want them. But yeah, you can just get the level 1 and try it out there.
That's a good
Nah.
call.
Get it while it lasts,
Pretty
and
much.
I say that, but it took them a billion years to like actually switch out the prizes. I don't know when they're even gonna do the next time.
Probably Halloween or Christmas.
Maybe because they did it. They
Felt
did
like
it
it
at
took
the
them,
beginning of
like,
the anniversary, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was like anniversary to anniversary.
So
Which is pretty wild for how fast people get through those. It's not like it takes that long.
nope. Let's see. So yeah. Nemo stuff and things. Now here's something awesome. In the DP store, they added 2 good suits. Again, a problem that we've had with a lot of things that they add is the cost and the rank required, but the Comfort level 2 and the Alex level 2 is now in the DP shop. Both really good suits. I see people using the level 3s of these all the time, so they definitely hold their own at 500 as well. Yeah, that's pretty much that's what I have to say about them. They're the good suits. Go get them.
Yep. Covers real fast, good burst damage, good range variables. So you have something for a lot of positions and a lot of damage output for whatever you're gonna be doing.
And one of them has a no fun gun. I'm glad the other one doesn't.
They should build it.
No. What Emblem
Yes.
saw does not exist.
Oh no.
There is no proof of that anywhere. Do not go watch the Build Divers or whatever.
Is that shotgun, Alex?
Don't say it. Don't even say it out loud.
They should bring out the Tristan and give it the shotgun too.
Oh no. No. Okay. So this next little section, I'm gonna go ahead and actually put another topic here. So
Speaking of fun,
land stuff and things,
oh
and
boy,
the Ramzagok.
oh jeez, oh but
So real quick question: do you think this is our aquatic mobile suit, and we're probably not going to get one when they do the aquatic release?
I hope not.
I don't think so.
Really hope not.
I'm actually kind of pissed that this turned out to be a clan match suit.
Yeah, just a little bit. Another 350
It
cost.
makes sense because it's a GBO1 suit, but fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to wait forever to actually get one because, like, we're already starting with the top 3 all over again. It's been reset for the thresholds.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Like, we're just barely getting to the top 100, and then it's like, okay, top 3.
Yeah.
And literally
Good.
next time,
The same clans are going to get it again. Some of which aren't even entire clans; they're just teams.
see what do we got? Plan schedule. Here's the plan schedule. Oh, the rating. By the way, the rating S- has been added in the file update so that you can get even more clan points. Now you want to fight a team of all S minus to get
Yeah.
the maximum number of points.
What they meant to say was clan matches even more gated.
Pretty much.
Because
I should say
literally S
reward.
minus is just like fellow clan members fighting each other now because it's all the top clans duking it out to try
Probably.
to get there. Like Kotaro, who's like in one of the top clans, is already like fighting his own fellow clanmates. Like you see it highlighted in his streams all the time.
Like, are they? Wait, oh, you're just talking about normal games though. Like, I'm kind of
Yeah,
curious
like
for
fighting
this next
against
clan match
each
if what they're gonna run into.
I run to their sub teams.
Yeah,
That'd be
Yeah.
funny to play against your own
Yeah, like
group.
they're just gonna deal with their own secondary teams.
I would think that's not possible, but that would be funny if it was. It's
I
like, you guys,
I mean,
One
technically
team throw!
they have to be different clans.
yeah,
so,
B
like,
team.
well, yeah,
team's
if they're
gonna
separate
throw.
clans, that's another picture entirely. Yeah.
Yeah, but like if it's the same clan, like running into their B team in the same clan. Okay, team B throw.
For real, pretty much. That's exactly what it would be. Everybody wins.
Oh my gosh.
gotta maximize the points so that we can get in there with those averages.
Yeah, it's like literally the top clans are
Who's
just
got
like
the higher average right now? Oh, we do. Then you guys got to throw.
pretty much
For real.
like who can
I
throw
was
the
actually
hardest.
wanting to do something like that with Team No Pants and Team Tri Pants, but we'd have enough people between both clans that could play.
Ooh.
But I totally wanted to try to queue up at the same time in like big matches, like 1000%. I'll be the first one
Oh my
to
gosh.
say that.
See, that's what
Totally,
that's what I was
Fine.
saying.
we never got to do it though.
Oh, wow.
But that's what I was saying when this first got introduced. I was like, I wonder how many clans are going to try to play against like their alternate clan and just like cheese it.
That's gonna be a really weird day when GS3 goes up against GKN in a match.
Like that's what. Oh my gosh, that's what we need to do next week. I need to make the alt clan, which will have all anybody who wants to have an alt in it, and anybody who just wants to also join the alternate clan of.
Just
And
what
instead of that's what it's gonna be called. I've got it. Instead of MNG, it'll be MGN, I think,
OMG.
or MGG, and it'll be instead of Magnum Gaming, it'll be Mangum Gaming.
Man, yes. Welcome.
We finally
to the,
figured it out. Thank you, Gustav.
you need to fucking make a Mangum account.
Yes. EG_Mangum. Okay, so that's
It's just one letter away from being something really gross, and I'm just trying not to make it sound like that.
Oh no.
I just figured you would name it We Totally Aren't Throwing on purpose.
Totally not. Totally no treachery here.
Nope. But yeah.
And a clan tag would be OIC.
Okay. But yeah. So next week, or in 2 days, yes. We have
Sunday, Saturday.
550 basic resource satellite 6v6. Have fun. Anybody who shows up for that, cool. That's I'll try to be.
Yeah, I'm gonna preemptively have the flu for that one. Totally not corona, but definitely not feeling too good. I think I've got the bends. I left gravity too fast, and won't be able to pilot a mobile suit. Yeah, that's why I don't perform very well in space.
Ooh, aha.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, I gotta go back to bed, guys.
Space,
oh no.
I got space sickness.
Okay, so the week after that though is the one that we get a chance to play.
Like regular people and normal people.
Even on, I mean, my complaint though is even on East Coast though it's like midnight, so it's like great.
Yeah.
But the 12th though at 9 p.m. Pacific, Simple Battle 300, which is also amazing because now everybody has a suit they can get into. We talked about suits. Was it last podcast? Of like what 300s we thought were pretty solid that people could just buy to just get into this. So there's really no reason if you pretty much can play at that time. You can get in and you can play for your clan and awesome things.
Yeah. 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 Y'all better be there. I'm just saying. Goddamn, I only need 4 of you motherfuckers.
Yeah, I was
Go.
gonna say, I'm hoping we can field like 2, maybe 3 teams. Let's go.
Like those matches, once we get enough people in GKN, are gonna be our chances to like run into each other and be like, "Oh shit,
Yeah, right.
oh no."
Actually,
I don't
Gustav,
want to crush your
Gustav,
dreams,
we might need to do a gentleman's agreement, Gustav, if we run into each other, you know.
See, don't
And
bully my babies, okay? Like don't bully GKN. Be nice
Yo,
to
I
them.
always look out for you guys during clan matches if we're playing the same time.
Oh, yeah.
oh
I'm
yeah,
ready.
no. Like
Well, you
if
know
I
what,
run
though?
into
Like,
your group, Emblem, real talk though, for real, like the first time I run into you guys, it is gonna be the most sweat. Like by the end of the game, I'll have to like dry the couch here because I'll just be covered in sweat.
like wring out the cushions.
Yeah, I have to like take my shirt off and you know, like
whip it at
So you're saying that if we play against each other in clan match, there's going to be a shirtless Magnum stream?
yeah.
probably.
Okay. I'll keep an eye out. Let's chat. Let's make this happen.
That's a
We need
different
people
kind
in both clans.
No, he's going after. Ooh, teleported. Nothing personnel.
Magnum fans everywhere are now hot and bothered.
But anyway, the
This dude is teleporting so hard. Oh my god.
oof.
Help.
So the Ramzagok though, what do we think about it from what it looks like? And what other weapons does it have other than its mega particle cannons in the claws? Is that it?
It's fucking horn.
Do we know? Let's see.
I mean, I was wondering if it just had like missiles.
It probably does. I would assume missiles at least.
Heat ram, mega particle cannon, claw shield. Boop. According to the
Claw shield's dope.
GBO2, or according to the Gundam wiki.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, so I think this is gonna be a thing where it just. But what's interesting though, it says the mounted mega particle cannons in the arms provide restraining force and different types of secondary weapon. So does it have a different way of firing in? Like, so is it a primary and a secondary for the suit? What I'm kind of guessing.
That'd be interesting.
So that would be kind of cool if you had the primary fire version and then you had the secondary fire version.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
According to this, the weapons, at least the flavor text of it, the mega particles are the exact same, are supposed to be the exact same as the standard Zagok. But that doesn't mean it's not the case in game, right?
Yeah.
Right. Like video game.
I mean, but my mobile suits need to have no options.
Well, I mean that's the thing. It's saying that it has the the as its main weapon. Of course, it's going to be the mega particle and the melee, right? I hope. But then, if it's going to have a secondary, then I'm guessing this is saying that it's also has a secondary version firing, which seems to be provide restraining force, different types of secondary weapons. Oh, that's actually the stagger is probably what that's saying. So you stagger with the primary version of it, and I don't know what the secondary one does. But anyway, it sounds like it's 2 weapons from that.
Maybe I could also see the different types of secondary weapons thing, possibly referring to the head attachment. Because I mean, they say external weapons, but we already know that it has a skill with the shield for the tackle adding onto it. So unless it's just going to be like a tackle monster, it could have like a head attack. Because according to this, the thing on its head, the horn, is called a heat ram.
Yeah.
And it is similar to the Zaku's Heat Hawk and the Dom's Beam Saber.
I'm waiting for it to E-Honda itself at somebody. That's what I want.
Yeah, it'll do the blade tackle.
That would be fucking awesome.
I just wanted to fucking yeet at somebody. Like, let's go.
Psycho Crusher supports. Oh my god, we need to win.
Yeah,
Like,
I
if we
kinda
don't get meme videos of it going Psycho Crusher and like all that dumb Mortal Kombat shit that Raiden does, like, come on.
by the
For real.
way, do we know if the Night Seeker 2 isn't in the lottery yet, is it?
That's what I'm
No,
aware of.
not quite.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying that that's not in there, and then we definitely don't have the dumb single gun cannon thing, which apparently doesn't actually have a knee stagger in it, just has damage.
He fucking shits it through the building.
Maybe just combine the damage of the two cannons into one.
It's really weird
Because
though.
people
It's
care
the
about
same
that or whatever.
cost.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it has bigger splash radius. That's it. Maybe that's the big gimmick.
Maybe it has a bigger. Maybe its gun has a bigger bulge. Ooh woo. Did I do that right?
Bulge.
Oh, whoa.
Oh whoa, ooh woo. Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah.
There you go.
I saw a message in chat. Magnum will get some prep work done, get oiled up under his shirt to get the glistening effect. Magnum's in a Sharpie on abs.
Make sure it's a sunny day.
Like, oh,
Yeah, Magnum just looks pale, like from like the neck up, and the arms, but everything underneath that Halo Wars shirt is like sweet, tasty caramel, guys.
Hey man, I've been outside. Really, is it that bad? Do I tan that poorly? Crap, man. Ugh.
You just like wrap up your head and your arms and tan your body, tan your chest.
But no, I've been outside working in the garden like every other day, so I'm out trying to tan a little bit. Get outside. I will say though, not being in the gym for a while though now has definitely
feeling it.
Yeah.
I know, Magnum. You're gonna go to the beach and your usual line won't work. Like, hey, ladies, I'm looking for a capsule. It's about this big. You guys seen it anywhere?
Ultra flex.
For real though, speaking of ultra flex, like I really need to do more push-ups. Like the squat game has been on point.
Time to start doing workout streams.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go. That way the girls aren't like, we haven't seen any capsules anywhere, but it looks like we found a Thunderbolt Akai.
Oh no. Something we want in game. Probably not something you want to
look.
Which you found it here because it will never be in GBO2.
No. My soul.
Okay,
so
any other thoughts on the Ramzagok and clan stuff?
I want it.
I'm wowing it.
Also want Night Seeker too, though, but
yeah.
Gimme. We got to get in there. Team Tripants.
That's why I really want this. Because
I wonder,
go ahead.
Continuing the trend? Or is this a general?
It's a raid. It says raid in there.
It is a raid. Yeah, this is a 350 raid.
Okay.
But
that's cool.
What's kind of interesting though is there looks like, hang on, where is it? I had it here somewhere. Oh well. Didn't we just hit top 100 like the last clan ranked or the rank before that, and then now we're just like immediately in like
literally 2 weeks of it and that's it.
Yeah, like so you had 2 chances to get in top 100 to try to get it, and now they're already moving on, and who knows when it's going to hit the like ticket shop and stuff. So that's really going to be a big question, is when they're going to actually put it in the, or not the ticket shop, but the lottery, or both, or whatever, like I don't know. I'm kind of not liking how they're running this. This is what I was afraid of. So to continue with the salt after the joke, let's talk about some salt.
Week 1 of the S- hustle. Oh my god.
And I gotta find my salt pick. There we go. There it is. Just straight up. I'm not even gonna put text over this. There we
It
go.
needs an introduction, huh?
There we go. Salt. So, who wants to start? The S minus, salt minus.
Apparently,
Actually,
my muscle memory wanted to start because it made me turn off the PS4 on accident.
Speaking of salt,
put S minus.
Oh my god, it's pretty awful. Like, and let's get it straight, right? Like most of the time, rated is a sweat fest, and especially as you get into the thresholds of changing from one letter grade to another, um, you definitely feel that aggression, and you definitely get those decisively just like smashed out or like blowout victories.
Oh yeah.
Normally, it's you downtrending really hard and then just hoping you can pass to at least get the bonus like once before you go back down. But it's been a little bit more rough because it's not just this great skill gap exodus, right? It's not just the tryhards wanting to get up to S minus and being there like in a healthy amount to like outpace the decay. It's also people who want to take advantage of the shift to try to get up another letter grade. So now they're pushing each other around really bad too. And like when we were initially talking about this, I don't know if we actually took that into account.
Yeah, I don't think we really mentioned that either. It's just everybody wanting to move up from like A minus to A or B plus to A minus kind of thing. That is an interesting kind of take on it. I know playing on a couple of alts with a few people and stuff, B to A minus still feels pretty same, but there is a few times where there's some dodging and it's like just ready up.
Yeah.
Just ready up.
You
Like
got
I'll
drama
carry this
queens
game like
starting to adapt the high cost like attitude already.
yeah, like and this isn't B minus that I'm talking where I'm talking like this because I'm like
Yeah.
just ready up. I'm queuing with a friend, just ready up. I'll carry the game. Just
do it,
you're like
please.
C plus, my dude. It's okay. Like
You just like want to scream across like the internet. You're not that good. Calm down.
yeah. Like it doesn't matter what suit you're using. I'm using like a 400 Zaku cannon. We're gonna be fine. It's okay. Like we're good. And but like at A and A plus, especially when I get an all A plus game, and there's like I'm like A and there's like another A player or whatever, and then the rest of the whole thing is just nothing but A pluses. It's like
Mhm.
there was a dodge. Great. Somebody on the other team. There's like 2 or 3 supports in this game other than me. Well, let's get some work done. So,
There's like
start.
several dodging phases, right? And it's not even just during the matchmaking phase. It's sometimes like, oh, the first skirmish went really bad and things aren't looking too great in terms of how we're staggered out and how our suits are dropping. Well, time to eat out of this game. Fuck it.
Yeah, I was
yeah,
gonna say. I was gonna say if
Enjoy
we just
your
want to talk about.
modifier just in case you lose anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. If we want to go and get into the actual in-game stuff.
Mhm.
But yeah, just matchmaking is where I'm. Just the lobby stuff is my problem right now. Like I'll literally just pull up. Okay, time to work on some code. I'll look at the TV. I'll be like, "Oh, we dodged again. Cool.
yeah.
What time is it?
Unfortunately,
Oh,
S minus.
it's been 45 minutes. Cool. Are we still
Yeah, S
dodging?
minus is just bringing us into super duper try hard mode. Like everyone just wants to get there. If they haven't used their dodge, they're gonna dip out of that match.
Pretty much. And I mean, fair enough. Dodging should be a thing. Like, I think it should in just any game. I'm glad they have it limited. Like, you can dodge what 3 times before a penalty happens.
That's a
Mhm.
good question. I thought it was 2, but I have no idea. I don't think I've ever
It's
dodged a lobby
it's
before.
2 or 3. I'm pretty sure it's 3 because I've fallen asleep
Eh,
Mhm.
twice while a queue's been going. So, and then I wake up and I'm like, oh no, I'm awake. I can play.
I guess on purpose.
And then yeah, well, I mean, if you let the time run out, I figured it would accumulate the same amount of penalty as if you
Yeah.
just was like,
You're still not ready up ultimately.
yeah. So So it's taken 3 for me to get a penalty from just like trying to be like, no, I'm awake, I can still play. Shit, oh no, like
So Magnum hit the O button, moved over to yes, and then hit X all
Yeah.
in his sleep. I see.
Gosh darn Japanese buttons just keep forgetting.
I was trying to hit back. Dang.
yeah, I was trying to hit triangle, right?
What's that do?
Wait, actually, what was the buttons? That's right, the buttons were crazy when I first started playing this.
They're Japanese buttons.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
Because it was Bing Bong
It's
and
like
Boo for
It's like playing OG Final Fantasy VII or whatever.
yeah,
There you go.
Circle and X are fiddled around and all this other weird shit.
But yeah, I think it's 3. But the thing is, you can get 3 again. The way I think it does is probably like a 33% or a 34% thing, kind of deal, probably. That seems to be how the penalty system works. So probably could do like 3, and then you should probably play like 20 games. Then you probably do it again. There's probably somewhere on the JP wiki. There's probably an actual number. Maybe not even on the wiki, but they've probably figured it out somehow to know exactly how many games you got to play to get rid of one dodge. But just in the lobbies themselves, though, like the longest I've had so far is about 1 hour and 30 minutes. I mean, I got a lot of work done. That's what I was trying to do. But I was like, I could use a break. Okay, time to get back to work. Can I take a break yet? No.
No.
Can I take a break? No.
It's just rough from a content
Right,
creation standpoint as well. Just
Yeah.
because Lobby Simulator is fun and all, but like maybe this is a first world streamer problem, but I don't have the swag powers of the big boys to get away with doing nothing for like 40 minutes. I have to be entertaining now. Like, damn, how dare they?
It hasn't gotten as bad as like I remember before they changed any of the matchmaking. There was still that infamous
That's true.
match that it took like a half an hour for me to actually get into one, and that wasn't even just map dodging and stuff. Because map dodging was another excuse back then. That was just trying
Everybody
to
was
get
just
into a
sprinkled
match.
30 different lobbies.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's always the argument that it's been worse, but it shouldn't have been that bad to begin with.
Pretty much.
That's true.
And and then it was a different reason. So then you could meme about it or do something else. Like I mean, normally that's what I do when things go crazy or whatever. I'll pull up a different game or something or whatever and kind of joke. Yeah, guys, we're still in Lobby Simulator, but look at this. Here's some Fantasy Star Online 2 or something. Right? But,
Yeah.
Or there you go, phone games. Oh shit! No!
Green hair.
No!
Oh.
Don't worry, I didn't get her. I was just.
Oh
I just
my
put up
gosh!
the,
I thought you
image
got
from
her. I was like, damn it! What? Ah!
Nah, I'm not spinning on White Day, unfortunately.
I got
Actually,
I got
I do
Final
more than
Emperor.
this.
I got Final Emperor double S,
Hmm.
but I did not get whatever her
I
name
got
is.
Celius.
the A1. I
Celius?
forget what
Yeah.
it is.
Who'd
I
you
want to
get?
sell it. I got the A1 Asia or whatever.
Oh yeah, nice.
Get off me. Nope.
But yeah, I think I got
Sorry, I didn't mean to
everybody
derail
on.
Romancing Saga. My bad.
Well, I think everybody on the banner except for Celius so far, and I'm just like, no, come on.
I want to sell this real bad. That needs.
If you had 45,000, you'll get her. You'll get her eventually.
Oh,
If
God.
you get enough tokens, you can pity her.
Oof.
Oof. Yeah.
What?
Right.
That hurts.
Yeah, that's how I get
Every
white.
time I
That's
look
how I got White Rose. Ugh.
All those times that I look at the exchange rates and I'm just like, geez, that's never gonna happen.
Nah, I'll just see. The thing is, my RNG. I've just started this game. We're still in the RNG of the gods right now, so I'll probably single pull her in like 3 or 4 days. Got this.
RNG god, RNG. That's
So, like, by the way, though, on a side note, just another tangent. What's his name? Perry guy that I told you guys I got last time.
Bear. Oh, Albert.
Albert, yeah. Oh my gosh, I got his like one-shot move that does like 5k damage. I don't even have him leveled up yet. I'm just like, what in the world? Also, I think it's because I'm actually taking advantage of all the stat stuff now and understanding how the game actually works.
oh, with the gains and stuff for like
Thank you for-
expeditions.
Yeah. So thanks for actually Thanks for actually.
I had to open your eyes, Magnum.
You pretty much were just like, you suck at the game. Get good. And I was like, wait, do I actually? Do I need
Am I
to
actually
do
not playing this right?
Whoa.
Oh,
What do you
no.
mean you can't do very hard? Play better.
I was like, oh, and then I just literally just in hard, like I've just been going up in the chapters now because I just understood how the game works. I'm using a formation other than free for all.
Oh no.
So,
Oh lord.
yeah, I've just been using free for all, just brute forcing everything.
I'll say Hunter's Gambit isn't much better, but like for a while I was using what was it?
I think that's
Guard
the one.
cross, where it's like high endurance in front and it's just like a cross shape. It's I put on front because he has like a horrendous amount, a ridiculous amount of endurance, and just the extra buff just made it so he just lasts forever.
Yeah, I have Albert in front right now, and he gets a bonus to like all stats.
Mhm.
And so it's just like, I just think it's funny though that it's just like parry, 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 and it's like, okay, cool,
Parry's awesome.
cool. I just blocked an
Everyone's
entire
like-
wave of attacks.
That's like a MTG counter spell. You just say no to everything. Like
I don't think so.
fireball, like everything.
You're just Daigo.
Always
all
a
day.
miss.
Yeah, it is.
Just really makes no
It-
sense.
Yeah, you guys weren't even kidding. So when you were like, "Oh, that's the parry guy," I'm like, "Wait, really? I gotta figure this out. I gotta try it." And then finally he unlocked it. Oh, what was really annoying was I unlocked parry,
Mhm.
and then like the next day he didn't have it.
Ugh.
I was like, "What?
Oh no.
They did a rollback after the update?" No. Like that's the only
That's-
thing that I could like come up with because like the update happened and then he just didn't have it. So like, oh yeah, this is great. I'm like climbing, I'm parrying everything, and then I like lost like that skill. Blue's wind. I lost Blue's wind skill. I lost the heal skill from White Rose. I lost like everything I unlocked that day just disappeared. And I was just like,
I've been playing very much, so I didn't have much to lose. But that sucks. I didn't know that happened.
well, I don't know if it actually got rolled back, but that's the only thing that makes sense to me because everybody that I,
Was using
upgraded,
suddenly didn't have shit anymore.
yeah, and like, holding down the button to upgrade the style thing in the dojo also got rolled back too, and I'm like, I lost all my progress for today. Ah.
Fuck. I
But
better
anyway.
remember what I did where.
Anyway, sorry, tangent. Back to the salt. Back to the
That was
true.
on me. I shouldn't have showed the screen. I shouldn't have showed it on screen. My bad. I showed a green-haired character, and Magnum was just immediately at attention.
Cause she cute though. But what was it? We should do downtime in the whatever tower.
So,
It's gonna
yeah, we have
here in a
to.
second.
We have to. There we go.
Downtime in the Demon Tower.
There we go.
What's the ones for
Spiral,
the heroes?
spiral thing.
Spiral
whatever.
Tower or something or whatever.
I
'Cause
can't remember.
Demon Tower is for like the enemies and like monsters and shit, and then there's the other ones
Yeah,
that we
there's
usually
the
go
spiral
to.
corridor. I think is one of the things. But anyway, so yeah, back to the salt. We got it. We can't have too much salt. We have too much salt. We
Yeah,
got
we
tangent in the middle of the salt. Anyway, so back to the salt though. So matchmaking lobbies, definitely crazy, definitely annoying that it's taking forever just to get a game. Like I said, doesn't seem to be as bad in lower, but I have seen it happening. Yeah. So, I wonder where it actually just gets to the dumb point. I wonder if it's like B plus or A minus, or even because I
I'd say
know.
B plus A minus, right? Because the upper echelon shift. Everyone
Yeah.
trying to get there now.
Well, and
Hmm.
that's the other thing too. I know when I see an A minus game,
Sure.
it doesn't happen as often. There's sometimes 2 raids or 2 supports on a team, but
Mhm.
I definitely see it like being a problem there though when I do have those lobbies. But it's definitely nowhere near the hour wait time just to get a game. In
Oh my God.
when there's a like 8 A plus players also in the lobby.
There's nothing worse than, and it always happened when you were like, with a group of people that were on the threshold, right? Like that was when you would expect it to happen, but now it's just happening like all the time. And it's worse when you get to those thresholds because of that, because now they're actually like super thirsty to get there. Because now A plus isn't enough. Got another one to get to.
Yep.
And it decays over time. Like, I don't know if anyone's determined the decay rate yet.
Well, it's
They tell you, don't they?
I was gonna say I don't think they actually said how much you decay, but you decay essentially. I'm guessing it's just one loss because they say it's every 24 hours you decay a
Mhm.
value. I don't think they've actually
Mhm.
said the number though.
I thought it was like 2 points or something like that. Hold on, let's look at the letter.
Okay, try to
I
figure
thought I
that out.
actually said it.
And while you're looking for that, I'll be right back.
Mhm. Okay, so let's look at this again. Please see rating ranks can be maintained by going to a match. No, start for S rank and above. You don't participate in rating match for a long period of time. If you go to an elite pilot where you're the highest rank, your rating will degrade slightly. Ratings updates as well participate in a rating match. The ability ratings then kept for 180 hours. Rating safe period equals 180 hours or 1 week plus alpha. If you don't participate in any rating match during the safe period, it will be reduced by -2. Yeah, so it looks like you lose 2 points every 24 hours.
Okay.
The rating, and this is the English page, by the way,
Okay.
so there's no confusion. Which doesn't mean there can't be confusion. Am I right? Those translations.
Right.
The rating safe period is applied only for the highest rating of S or higher. The decrease is limited to 26,000 or 2,699 equals A plus upper limit. Will not decrease beyond that point. Yeah. So it's not if you don't play, you just
Yeah.
you start degrading points by 2 every day.
Yeah. It's not too bad. It's actually pretty negligible. Unless you're
Yeah,
right on the edge.
I think it's more suited for just those people who literally are gone for long periods of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Gone
it's in
for a month
director's
and when I
letter.
drought, yeah.
Magnum. It's 2 points every 24 hours.
Oh, really? That's not too bad.
Mm.
But you still have the 180 hour.
You have like a 180-hour safety period.
Yeah, so not too bad.
Yeah, it's really only relevant if you're somebody that plays for a little bit and then waits for the next returning pilot bonus.
Mhm.
You might be out of S minus unless you're like literally cap by the time you come back.
Oh god, I gotta do 650 for my other space match. Time to bust out the Quebly.
Kubele!
The Kubele. The Kubele treat.
Probably.
But yeah, it kind of sucks though. With S minus out, everybody's just you know, ripping out their try hard hats and stuff.
Ripping out there,
Which I mean, I get it. Yeah. But just like how all the benefits kind of bring back players, so does the appeal of a higher rank. Because I mean, I'm sure there were some people who got to A plus or even A plus cap, and then we're just like, okay, I'm done. I did. I'm the highest. I'm like the highest possible point in GBO2.
Like the ranking goes hand in hand with that too, just because of how much of a grind fest it is to get that promotion.
For sure.
Those promotion missions done. So it's like you might as well try to climb while you're doing these.
Oh yeah, especially since as they release more player rankings, your rank's going to be relevant. I mean, you have to be A minus just to get the major, or you have to have touched A minus to get the major.
Yep.
So like, if they raise it again, it's just going to keep going. Like, I don't think they'll jump quite too high. Like, it'd suck if you had to be S minus to get to like, I don't know, general or whatever the next one
like
would
it'll
be.
definitely just be like the next one, so like A.
Mm-hmm.
That
And
actually.
Even saying that much, like I say it like it's not a big deal, but that's because I'm here, right? Like on my other
For
accounts,
sure.
at least fluctuated in A, but that could be a pain in the ass for a lot of other people.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't actually think about that, and that's what I was gonna say. That puts a whole lot more context to the Reddit post that I saw. That somebody had. They were big salt about the major rank thing.
My odd.
So I was just
It's
like,
nothing new. Like they've always splashed in rating requirements, but this is for obvious reasons. This is the highest one that we've had so far.
yeah.
Right.
So I think that's why. Yeah.
It's
So
way more concerning now, I guess.
and especially because their suits definitely tied behind being major though now, I think is the big deal.
Mhm.
Crazy thing is that we still haven't really hit high costs with those though. Like we're still skirting like 500 to 550 suits.
I will say though, those are kind of
Yeah.
top tier.
Oh yeah, DJ for sure. Like that's still the only one that I don't have for my main account.
I definitely want the DJ, but I mean, like, I got the Striker Custom now. I'm just
Mhm.
like, oh yeah, time to rip and tear. Let's go. But
Definitely seeing a lot more of them out there now.
like, that's
I
crazy.
think that part particularly is a bad taste in the mouth, though. It might even add into some of the salt. Like, you know, I feel like those suits, if they're gonna do that, I don't know. It
Yeah.
just
Well,
as a new
yeah.
player, I would kind of see it as a slap in the face a little bit. You know, like there's already this problem with newer players having trouble accessing certain suits, and then they put these powerful mobile suits into the DP store,
Mhm.
and you can't buy them unless you're literally the highest rank in the
Yeah.
game. Like it is expensive for DP and stuff, and like them having enough to even get it is like one thing, but I don't know.
Yeah, you had to grind through all the other ranks, and then you had to get there and just hope that you fluctuated hard enough to hit A minus at least once, and then you'll have a shot at buying these. Maybe if you haven't like used most of your DP to buy other stuff.
Well,
By
and
the
that's
way, you're doing all those high cost matches, just crossing your fingers and hoping that you've gotten higher level stuff out of the gacha because the DP shops don't help.
well, I mean, that kind of brings me to another thing, which I was going to talk after, but I was going to say any tips for people climbing. Like I would say
Just shots.
just use the
Sorry,
suits
go ahead.
that you have enough parts to max out the part limit on. The
Mhm.
big thing, and then find your cost and
Low
find your map.
cost it if you can, and I know that sucks because like you want to see the big suits, you want to get in your Gundam, do all like if you're actually trying to make a concerted effort to climb, try to stick to lower cost stuff if you can. You know,
Especially if you don't have the
don't
parts.
too much. Yeah,
I
but you
mean,
know, the banners are there to tantalize you too. So if you have money, you're probably just trying to like whale out all that stuff.
it's kind of unfortunate that they don't have the firing program and the melee program and the PvE stuff. But
Yeah, that was a nice spurt of stuff for a little while. So it's funny now because people who are doing the simulator stuff, instead of a more offensive build, they're getting more defensive parts right out of the gate, and it's gonna teach them like, a different approach
yeah,
while
that's
they're
kind of
working
interesting.
with what they got.
Like that's another thing too. When I started playing the game, I know I wouldn't go past really 300 because that's where I had either my GM cannon or the Zaku cannon.
Mm.
Like for the longest time, like when I would join a group and they'd be playing whatever, I just found whatever people that was from NA that would play, and I'd be like, yeah, cool, let's play some games. And then I found other groups from a couple other friends who just played, and it was just like, yeah, we're doing 450, and I'm like, this sucks. I
This
have
is
no
shit.
parts. I'm barely struggling to hit Lance Corporal. What is this? You know,
Mhm.
because again, ranking up then was just a pain. Now you can get Corporal in like less than a week, uh, barring that there's some, medals being popped. And that's another thing too. Right now, new players. We just ended the big event, so anybody getting into it right now, nobody has the medals, and
It's
except for like the
drought,
super wells. Um,
right?
so right now, progress is just hit a wall
This is
and
a really
fell
dry
backwards. Yeah,
for new players. It's your time has come and gone. It's a little unfortunate that you have to wait so long between like these events.
but yeah,
So they're trying to fix it a little bit with GBO days, but it's only like the first of the month for a couple days. And
but pretty much what Emblem said though, like, I'm kind of like, oh yeah, cool, I got access to actually really good suits now at these costs, like Striker Custom or the DJ, and it's just like, but at the same time, yeah, for new players, this really does suck. because it's like, in my opinion, both of the raid and the support there at that cost is literally the best that you can get at 450. Like meta wise, I think they're the two best raid and support. And for the now the DJ though, you could argue there's some other stuff. It's still top tier, like
Hmm.
for sure it's top tier. But I think they need to have something that everybody could have access to that they can buy with DP at every cost. They definitely need to do that. Like
The whole like premium suit kind of
Yeah.
concept.
Well, if even if well, no. Not even for the metal thing. You don't have to buy the metal. What I'm talking about that you can pay DP for. So like, if you're Lance Corporal, you can get a Hymo Gelgoog. Or if you're Corporal, you can get a Hymo Gelgoog at 550, whatever, right?
Oh, I thought that's what Gustav meant. I thought he said freemium.
Oh, is that what you said? I thought you said
kinda-
premium.
Nah, I said premium.
Oh,
Because that's
okay.
just a really common thing for like other games.
Mhm.
Yeah, like what I want is for them just to add suits for lower ranking players that is at least one at every cost. So if they put in the level to kind of bump something up, and it's kind of their first entry into that. So like the G3. If the G3 is what they're calling the entry level raid, and that's the one that they keep bumping up to the new cost every time it hits, then that should be in the DP store along with its release at that time, pretty much. That should just be your
I
entry level
agree.
one. And
They should definitely do that. I agree.
and at this point, it's going to be like level 5, or if they come out with like, isn't it level 5 or is it level 4? Whatever the 650 version is. But the point is, it's
Right.
there. It's definitely not as good as the stuff that is coming out in the boxes. So you're definitely not going to want to use it after week 1 of them coming out with 650. So maybe week 1 they have it in the lottery. Week 2, 3 they put it in the DP store and it's accessible like Corporal or even Master Sergeant. Or sorry,
Yeah,
even
I mean,
Sergeant.
in general, they need to just revamp the way the DP shop works.
Yeah.
It should have been something that came with the anniversary if we're talking about things to help new players.
Hmm.
But I could see Corporal being the point where everybody gets access to everything. Because isn't the paint shop, or isn't the paint your own suit thing like Lance Corporal? And you could just do Corporal after that.
Something.
Everybody has access to all the base suits at every cost. I think that would be
Hmm.
fine. Because for the more casual people, it seems like Corporal is about a month away. Whereas if you're playing, to push like A in a week, what I was trying to do, now of course there were some medals popped that week, but still, I was Corporal in that 1 week. So fresh account, Corporal 1 week. That's it's doable if you just know life the game a little bit. But at the same time, for average players, it's going to be about a month or something. I think that's fine. And then they have access to pretty much something at every cost that they can get their hands on. And then they just need to make parts available to everybody. If they really want to up the DP a little bit for some of the parts, then sure, I guess. But obviously not make it take 5 months grind to even unlock the parts through DP though. That's going to be the other thing. So, but if they, essentially make it to where it would take about a month's time to have the DP to unlock everything you need, sure, I could see that being a thing. That's a good amount of time that somebody playing casually can get used to the game and be ready to pretty much then progress into, playing at the higher level, because it really sucks getting to like A and then being like, I'm going to play a high cost game and you don't have parts, especially with some of these 650 suits. They pretty much expect you to have level 4 ballistic or level 3 ballistic on some of these suits. I'm just saying. Like,
Well, especially now that they're in the simulators, some of the stuff.
yeah. So they're definitely expecting some defensive parts on these suits. And if you don't have access to them, then you're just going to get wrecked by that MLRS that is doing ballistic while you've got a suit that has no ballistic resist. But yeah. But yeah, more new players salt. There we go. We're still in category of salt, right?
Yeah. Still on brand.
Yeah, for sure.
It's funny to see people color their cubulates as other suits just because they know they can't play anything else.
They just gotta pretend.
That's funny.
They gotta pretend like, oh, I'm in my Gaffley lay.
My DJ.
Yeah.
That's fine.
My
Double
Jargelay.
Zeta. But you have a double Zeta. Shut up.
Oh man, I can't do it. Can't be done. They'll dodge again.
Dodge again, yeah.
So let's go ahead and talk about some Salt in games. What kind of stuff have you guys seen in game?
Well, I'm glad you asked,
Oh,
Magnum. I know, like the other day, I had a pretty rough couple of matches in Arctic base, and it's just I feel like most of it is just like the general team stuff. Like beforehand, I was talking about how the problem, and I think we said that it might even become worse with the addition of the other rank, and it probably has. Because all the gate guardians are gone, so all the plebes are even more of the plebes are getting in. But
the new generation of gate guardians are gonna start coming in soon too. Once they hit once they lose their momentum.
Yeah, pretty much. But I've just been having some teammates that just do some crazy stuff, man. Like I remember I got super pissed at this Cubelay on my team because I was playing something. Let's just say it was the Hammurabi. Although it might have been the Mark III or something like that, but I was attacking the Zeta Plus, and like I did a stun on him or something, and we were like, in like the little ramp on the side. It's not the one that has the little like walkway that goes underneath the missile. Like that's underneath the little platform, but it's the one on the other base side. I wish I could remember the point name right now. That you can like walk under the one part of the bridge, and there's that little like crevice in between the ramp and the little like missile bay thing that you can like slip into. But you literally that's all you can do. You just like walk into it and get stuck. You can't like go underneath the ramp or anything like that. I want to say it's on. Let's just say it's B side because I can't really remember. Yeah. But I had there's a Cubelay right next to me, and I was attacking the raid, and I like tackled into him, which generally I'll do that whenever I feel like someone's gonna back me up. And the Cubelay just literally turned around and went off to go do something else. I'm just like, dude, the raid is right there. Like I watched someone.
I feel like I heard you yelling about that at some point.
Oh, I was fucking mad. I was just like, what the fuck? Why are the generals that don't want to fight the raids on my team? Like, if that was me, I would have had like fucking 3 guys shooting lasers to that corner to get me killed. And my thirsty blue literally turns to go do something else. Like, I think there was another fight going on that was like on the other side of one of those like stupid walls. I was like, dude, you couldn't help me out for a second, killing your sworn thirsty enemy, the raid. You just turned around and went to go do something else. It was just like so infuriating, man. I was like, God damn it. I think I said something along those lines, like, fuck you, Cubelay. What were you thinking? Like, come on, man. It was so annoying. I was much salty. I just why?
Big salt.
Yeah. It's just that situation where it's just like, but I dove into that fight to help you, and then you just walk, and you're like maybe at half health, and you backed off and ran away and left me in your 2v1.
Got it handled. Bye.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of been a problem regardless, but it's just like, come on, man. People need to realize that you got to help your teammates out.
I mean,
sorry. Chat reminded me of another one. It was that match me and you were playing, Magnum, with that fucking S-0 Shiki. And we got 2 versus that fucking G3. That guy was so bad. All he had to do was just like he just had to do something. We would have killed that guy.
Wait, you were in the tunnel with him?
Yes. That's why I was complaining about it, because he pretty much sat there and watched me die.
I went back into the tunnel and just saw him die. I'm like, wait a minute. The Zero Shiki fighting the G3. I'm having to kill the G3 now as the support? What? Like, oh man, that guy was trash. But that's beside the point. But again, though, that's why, like, I keep saying this though. I expect nothing from everybody that I play with. Like,
I want to, but I'm not going to progress if I do that. I know for a fact that I'm gonna fail if I don't try to do support. Like I feel like there's a reason why. Granted, I feel like the high people like duo queuing or whatever, and like that's gonna be something that definitely helps out. But you've got to work together. I'll
I mean,
still
you
stand
have
by
to
that.
work
Like,
together, but I expect them not to work with me. Like, I try to
right, I
work with
feel like
them, but I'm not gonna expect them to work with me, if that makes sense.
no, I
So,
get you there. Like I shouldn't set up something and put myself out, expect my teammate to follow up. Like I can still help them and not expect them to want to follow up. When it does work, like it feels pretty damn good when you like do a neutral setup and your teammate actually like is on point instead of like ignoring everything and just like, whoa, that guy's open, downswing, you know, like
yeah.
you like disengage and they're standing there waiting their turn to beam saber, and then they like whack them a little bit too, and you just like no, you're like yeah, and then you just go in there too. Like I will say like those are the moments I feel really good when me and that guy are like getting it and we're working as a team. It's just like okay, this is why
This
you
guy
play
knows.
battle up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But like and then that's when I'm like requeuing and I see the guy's name and thing again. I'm like, same team. Let's go, please. Yeah. So,
you're on A team, he's on B team.
oh
It's like the
no.
same you get when you get like a team attacking like a Saga game. It's just like, yes, they're doing things together. Let's go.
Yeah, pretty much. Like it just flashes over the top of the screen like
Combo.
running smash slash or something, and you and your sweaty Mark II are just like crushing somebody.
But the yeah. So as far as it goes, the craziest things I've seen so far though, other than just people just being randomly bad, is I died one time. Time to spam like
Work. You're
nice to
the
meet you
best.
400 times and
Mhm.
spawn in as a pilot and fly around in circles, jump in a Wappa and be like, whatever. Ugh.
Just a complete meltdown every fucking time. Like it's not my fault now.
Like,
Like yes, it is. Though. It's
like for
real.
legitimately your fault.
That is literally your fault because now we're down a man and we're never gonna come back
yeah,
for the
like
most part.
there was one game that I had to where we lost by like 40 points. We were down a man the entire game. Like literally, he just flew around in the Wappa and just started spamming different things, and it was just
Yeah,
like,
you're the best. Good job. Take the mealies.
if he would have actually like planted the bomb, which he had plenty of time to do, like that would have just been the game changer. Like literally
Mhm.
capturing a point would have been the game changer. He wasn't even doing that. Like
Couldn't even be a globetrotter. Just go to
literally
Wafa.
literally anything would have if he had did one thing that game would have won. So like that is annoying when that happens. But
I feel you there because like those are the same dudes that like get killed by the support once and suddenly that raid they're not helping can't do their job. Take the supports. I was like, take the generals. You guys help me. You know, I can't do this by myself. Like I can't fight a 3v1 while you guys struggle. But the rest of you guys struggle to kill like the two people that are left on their team. Like, where are you guys?
One dude. And like fail to take him out in a matter
I
of
mean,
seconds.
that's another thing. When there's a lot of people that get on me and I'm playing like the support or whatever, I'm just like, the moment I notice a guy who's gonna straight up downswing and hit me and his teammate at the same time, I'm like, I'm not going to attack you. I'm going to attack that guy. And then every time he'll just downswing me and like he'll extend my life by like 30 seconds. And it's like I've had 4 guys on me trying to kill me, but Shield Senpai has landed in the right direction to take all the damage,
Yeah, got my
Rest in
good
peace.
side.
Yeah, rest in peace sometimes. But and I've it's taken 2 minutes to kill me and it's been 4 generals on me. And I'm like, okay, I'm the MLRS, let's go. I've also almost killed one of you, and then meanwhile, my team's like slaughtered the raid and like another guy or whatever. But I've literally distracted all of them and then my team comes in and cleans up, kind of thing, right? So that's one of the other things I do is I try to identify who the smart guy is, and I go after him. And whoever the idiot is that's going to downswing and also downswing his teammate, then I just leave him up. I'm like, yeah, go ahead, keep giving me iframes.
Keep fucking up.
I'll take the iframes if you want to be that guy. I'll let you be that guy. Thank you, my dude. You're working for me. Nice.
I don't know. I feel like I can't get away with that. I don't have a mobile suit taped to my mobile suit to tank downswings from enemies. So that strat might not work for me.
But mobile suit and a half.
That's raid suit life too in general.
Well, even
Look,
then,
you have more HP than a camphor attached to your arm. Okay, like we can't even say a half. Fighting an MLRS is like fighting a 2.5
a mobile suit
beat.
and a half.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. 1.5.
Like 1.5. Okay.
Yeah.
I was including the MLRS plus half a mobile suit, but I see what you're saying.
It has more health than the MLRS. The MLRS is the half in that case.
For real.
Like
when I was the shield's the real threat.
Yeah. 20,000 health on a shield. Damn. But yeah, the other thing too is that's how I've been doing pretty well in 650 with the Zeta Plus. Is I'll go in and I'll find the like Cubile who just likes to downswing, and I'll be like, you can just keep melee me in the back. Sure, I got back buffer where I take like 30% less damage. Let's go. So then I'll target the one that actually is trying to shoot me and stagger me, and then he'll just come in. The champ right there, man. He's just like knocked down. I'm like, thank you. You're cool. You knocked me down. You gave me some iframes. You know, I've lived through maybe 1 to 2 downswings now thanks to this guy. And then because normally there's 2 Cubiles in the support that I'm going after. So I go after the smart Cubile and the support and try to take them both on, and then I'll downswing the smart Cubile and then try to get the support before the other one gets me. If I can at least hit the support, then the other one just knocks me down. Then I'm like, I got iframes again. Let's go. And the downside with Cubiles though is, oh man, you can't use the support as a shield because they can just shoot through the support.
Yeah.
But like that's pretty much my go-to strat for a lot of things with those kind of suits. Is just like if I can take up 3 people. I mean that's the whole point of the base cheese, right? Just to also kill the base and at least get 1, maybe 2 people's attention. And like just the amount though of times that you'll be like, okay, I've got 4 people over here. What are you guys doing over there with 1 dude though? I feel that though, like because again, that's kind of my strat is I'm gonna try to distract 3 of them, and a lot of times that does not work.
Then get angry mail from them later.
They get angry, yeah. Oh yeah, the base cheese for real. But there's the WAPA thing that's happened. I haven't seen too many downswinging things go on.
Nah, I feel like the penalties are close enough that people don't want to risk it too much.
Yeah, like they won't downswing. Now they might yeet out of the game, but I feel like most of those people have already dodged or yeeted out enough that they can't do it anymore. But I'll see it happen every now and then I'll see them be trolls the next game.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm just like, yep.
They yeeted it. Sit out of the corner.
Yeah, so.
And the fucked up thing is that it's not griefing in terms of they're going in expressly to do it. It's literally something made them mad, and then they just throw all their toys out the pram for like the rest of the match.
Yep, I'm to throw
pretty much. Oh, your mobile suit's bad, or my palms are sweaty, or
I
miss my downswing. Palms are already sweaty. Or like this is
my controller makes me mad.
Like
personally, though, like it's a lot of the stuff that we've seen. It's been a couple of years. Stuff like that's always happened, but like It's just amplified right now.
Oh yeah, because
That's
everybody's wanting to climb.
And the idea is like it's not just like we were saying earlier. It's not just the Sweat Lords trying to bump up from like A plus to S minus. It's everyone else trying to shift up as those guys go the fuck away.
Yeah.
So there's no telling like how long it's gonna be until that settles down, if it ever does.
I say it probably will, but I
Yeah, I think we'll
be like
get back to where we were at before.
if I had to guess, it'll take probably 1 to 3 months, depending. But I just wonder how much of their gonna be this weird thing where people's like, well, I've got to S minus, I've done it, time to stop. They yeet back to the 26.99, and then they come back, and I just wonder how big of a and the next anniversary rolls around, everybody gets on, and I wonder how again kind of the curve that we were talking about. And all of a sudden it's like here's D minus or whatever, if maybe it's like that is what my thing showed. But anyway, pretty much when you get to A plus, I wonder if there's just going to be this like spike of like bloop.
Like, oh, no.
Like I wonder how they're gonna like look at that data, and I wonder what they're gonna do with that kind of information.
Yeah, it's gonna skew their information with all these people coming out of essentially their custom hovels.
So that'll be interesting to see. But
yeah, I'm gonna try to engage it right now.
Any other kind of different types of salt? Like, I mean, I know I've seen like people just setting as pilots, and of course the WAP thing. But like, have you gotten much hate mail?
It's been a while. I think it's been a few months. Maybe
They
like
haven't tried to put any like messages on friend requests either, but some people try to add me or follow me, and you can tell it's because they wanted to say something they didn't expect to like have to do an extra step.
See, I'm just like yes, I've got plenty of tomatoes out in the garden that let me just slice a tomato here. Let me put a little salt on it. Yeah, I got my salt collector right here. Good to go.
I think Zorb's salt from his PlayStation 4.
Oh yeah, I just set it right on top of it. Good. Then
just rubs it up.
I'm like, yes, I got me a freshly cut tomato. Let me salt this on. Tasty, tasty. But I just
good
think
old
it's funny.
toxic Magnum.
Hey, I just feed on the toxicity.
There you go.
Which you cultivate knowingly.
Hey, I'm just playing the game.
His tomatoes aren't acidic; they're toxic.
I'm just playing the game. They let you kill bases. Just an annoying way to lose. Fair enough.
Yeah, and they're just a couple of ways to destroy the base. Is all.
Yeah. I just think it's funny that so many people want to engage with me trying to like destroy a base, which I guess is a good way to jump into the next little thing I wanted to talk about with the salt. What cost have you guys found the most success in, and what have you been doing to win? Because I've got my strats. I'll go ahead and start with one. 250 Agu Guy base cheese.
Interesting.
Oh yeah.
Just tell us how you base cheese at every cost instead, Magnum.
Yeah, I mean that seems like what this is going to be.
Well, sadly.
Well, you've outed me, so let's just get right into it.
Let's just backpedal real quick. Get up out of here.
You guys ever heard of the US support before the MLRS, the ground Gundam full armor?
Oh my gosh.
Full armor Gundam ground
real
type?
though,
Those missiles, my god.
I don't think I have the 450, or I might have the 450 on my alt, but I don't have. I think I've only got the 500 on my main, but base cheese. Yep, 500 base cheese. But there's some other good suits. But honestly, unless it's a certain map with 550 right now where I can utilize the MLRS to its fullest, I don't play 550 at all. 450, and literally that's pretty much it. MLRS on like port base, either variation, maybe mountain. but normally nothing else other than just port base for the MLRS. I'm trying to think right now. Definitely not Deserted City. Screw trying to use those missiles on that. Ruin City is
I
okay,
can see.
but
Can see. I think
Desert.
I feel like it make more sense on Deserted City, but I feel you.
Well, the thing is, you have to have like some surface to aim at, and sometimes the missiles, if you're aiming at the flat surface like that, they'll kind of go a little too far or too short. This makes it awkward to actually hit anything with, because you kind of really have to
Stand up
predict.
defense, right?
Yeah, either you
I
get
feel
on
ya.
a building or you predict where that person's gonna go.
Mhm.
So it can get a little awkward like that. But like even tropical desert, which I don't care for as much with how people try to play it. So there's that. But that's why port base is so good. You've got nice high and low areas that you can get on to fire your missiles, that you can just get in there while they're on cooldown, and that's why it's just so good. Mountain, kind of the same thing. I prefer being on, I think it's A side rather than B side. I can't remember which one side. I definitely prefer it better on.
B side's got the archway, and A side has the hill.
Okay, yeah. So it's A side. Yeah, I like the hillside because you can keep people inside the archway, and if you can keep them like you just your missiles to suppress them in A, you're good. If they can't get out to C, just do that. You normally can win pretty hard. Also on a side note, maybe just luck of the situation, but I feel like A side wins more on port base than B side. At least at
I
550
really
with the
noticed.
MLRS. Again, could just be confirmation bias out of like the 20 games I've played in the past couple of days on port base with
Right.
the MLRS. But every time on B I've lost, and every time on A I've won. Which, yeah. So, and it seems to be an overwhelming victory. So it's kind of the thing. It's not like, oh, we just won by like 2 kills. It's like, no, we won by like 5,000 points. Easy. But yeah, that's pretty much my high cost one is 550. That's as high as I go. Do you guys find that you play 600 or 650 right now?
Yeah.
I love playing 600 and 650. I played a lot.
Like for climbing though?
Oh, for sure. I really like Tequila.
Okay, well now that I have the Cubulate, maybe 650. Fair enough.
My
You got
thing
me
is
with
that
that
I
one.
just don't want to suck at high cost anymore because like a
Yeah.
lot of my wins do come from. But I feel like I'm just bad at the game because of that. Like I just
Okay.
need to get better.
Okay.
Yeah, like I definitely have no bias towards the Cubulate whatsoever.
Mhm.
But I'm down to play the Cubulate. I have no problem with it being a good suit.
I don't have bias towards the GBO2 or the Cubulate either.
Not in this.
But yeah. 600 like Zeta Gundam. That's a good raid.
Oh my gosh, I really hate the Zeta's reach with its stupid spear gun thing. That spear saber gun is just dumb. Like the reach is
It's
like
just so sick.
It's
Like,
sick.
if you get a
It'd be
sub-
sicker if I had it, but
Yeah,
it's
I think
obnoxious to
you
deal
might
with.
like a goose stub because you can set up stuns really well. If you're close enough and you stagger somebody with the beam rifle shot, as long as you're like within your normal melee range,
Mhm.
the time it takes, if you like swap quick, don't waste any time. The ready up time for the long beam saber, or not the long beam saber, but the gun beam saber. I'm forgetting what it's called right now. But you can do a neutral after a stun, and the timing is just right to be able to reset their stagger and follow up with a downswing.
That sounds good.
So usually whenever I confirm on people and I'm not interrupted, which happens a lot less than I would like, you could generally go for max damage on the swing because you don't have to wait.
Mhm.
And it's nice too because you don't have to worry about the lunging frame on the downswing. You just do the little poke and then you follow up, and there's nothing they can do about it for the most part.
Yeah, because it just has so much reach and it's constantly making them blow through their boost. Like that's the good thing about that suit. It's just really good at pursuing without even having to like thrust at people that much. Like its animations do all that for it.
I wonder if that's why it doesn't have that much thrust for its flight mode.
Yeah, it's supposed to just get you there and then you get carried by your melee the rest of the way.
Much.
For real. I can't remember if I think this was like the other day, but we were talking. I think we were talking about it somewhat on the stream side. But do you think this is their attempt to like give high cost raids something they're proficient at? So like, I think outside of the Ashamar, which has pretty decent maneuver, like mobile armor flight. Excuse me. Both raid suits are really good in their mobile armor forms. Whereas, I mean, I would even say like the Kaplant is okay. It's definitely more along the lines of like the other early suits, but none of them are as bad as the Zeta. Yeah, but it seems like the raids tend to have the best ability in the mobile armor form.
Yeah, like Humbrabi is pretty scary. The A1 is pretty consistent. It can just pretty much go across the entire map whenever it wants.
Oh yeah, like that is insane.
Yeah, I would definitely say the Kaplant's definitely the worst of those three. Ashamar seems to be the best.
He has player base.
Yeah, Ashamar is pretty awesome flight stuff.
Ashamar just makes me wish that the gun wasn't underslung, because then like I like to go low a lot, and I'm just like grinding it into the floor, and I'm not hitting anything when I do that. That is one thing, like especially with the A1, they're just like glorified mana rays because they just want to get that extra like bump damage. So you just swoop in, smack you, and then just like run away.
Yeah, I'll do the with the A1 again. Like I'll try to do the full combo. I'll do its like secondary gun, then shoot with the main gun, bump, transform, dash back, shoot with the main gun, then melee 3 times. Like it's got a cool little combo. I think you're the one who mentioned that, Gustav. And I was like, oh, dashing in air combo, let's go.
Well, we got air controller.
So yeah, I've been trying to get.
I'd like to add aerial melees into the game. Yes, I think raids need to be able to do that. That
would be out and immediately just swing at somebody. Like,
yeah, I think all of.
I feel like they do it enough already, right? Like they ride on top of the person's head, or try to like bump into a wall so that they clip enough to like stand, and then they're just in their melee anyway. So, if people are gonna do that, you might as well just let them do it normally. That should be like the next level of aerial controller or whatever. And we've talked about that.
Maybe I still have enough practice, because I always end up like shooting way too far after I do the wave ride attack, and I'm just too far away and can't really follow up. But being able to like, as soon as the transformation is done, you have the weapon in your hand. Being able, like, I like to be able to swing after that. Like maybe that would just make the really good people like even better, but it would definitely make the ease of access for the raids
because you just have an extra button you can press like when you're coming down.
Yeah, I actually
it makes your initiate safer too, because the support's not getting away. But maybe that's a little bit. Nah, never mind. Generals are too mean. It's never a little bit too good. It's going to give the supports a tackle or 2 tackles.
It's never too much. It's never too much.
Supports 2 tackles and give the raids that. I'll take that trade. I might regret that later, but I'll take that trade for now.
Probably.
But at the same time, like the Wave Rider thing though, Emblem, I pretty much practiced that in a like practice lobby for a good while. I don't know how long. Yeah, I definitely went into that and just like, okay, let's see, this dash this, got it. Okay, cool. Now let's do it live. But so anything else though that you've been having success with? I guess my next cost would be 450 going down. I guess again, I'm hoping the Cubile, but 550 with the MLRS has been really the only thing at 550. 500 actually, yeah, 500 I've had some success. Mainly with the Dom Barrage, and I guess the Georgia for raid. Been pretty cool. Striker custom. And the full armor ground. Both base cheesing and not base cheesing. Yeah,
I mean, for me, I have a set of like a certain set of rules when I'm on stream anyway, so it's like can only use a certain suit once, and I usually go from left to right when it comes to the maps that are available unrated, just so that there's actual variety and I'm not just playing the same suit for like 2 hours. There are some times, especially at high costs, where I have to make that exception, you know, keep it like gang and all that shit. But more often than not, I'm switching around as much as I can. I definitely have my favorites, and I'll use them if I haven't used them yet in the stream. But after that, and my options start to whittle, I'll have to just resort to other stuff.
Look at Gustav playing a variety of suits for the content,
there we
and
go.
I just play like the same 3 raids and 2 generals for most of my games because I'm a salty tryhard douchebag.
And then when I get a suit request, I'm like, hang on, is there a quick matchup for that right now? Rejected.
I just get really pissy at my chat and tell them, why do you do this to me? But you know.
Oh man, every time I request a suit, and it's almost always like GM sniper with the sniper rifle or
Exactly, sniper with the fucking machine gun or whatever. Just some shit that they know you don't want to do or that you're
yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, sometimes though I get the message like
tank.
I'll be like, I don't really play snipers. I mean, I'm a support main, but I don't really play snipers. So this is gonna be really bad. Probably not a good example if you're just wanting to see what the suit does, and they're like, oh, oops. I'm like,
yeah. Whenever I start the matches to supports, I always lead with like, just so you guys know, I'm not a support main. And when I miss like easy cannon shots, I'm just like, did I mention I don't play supports?
Did I mention I'm bad with this?
Yeah.
Or it's like, well, yesterday for the matches, it was like, you know, I ended up with a Kamuff, but it was just like, oh, or just play a sniper kind of thing. It's just like, do I have to? But
like
yeah,
cursing content.
yeah. So it's one of those things. It's just like, but when it's the whole comment of like, wait, you play support though, aren't you good with snipers? Like, no, I play supports that use cannons.
Different categories of support, my dude.
I play ones that use cannons. Like, and also only the gun tank too if I'm gonna play a tank or transformable tank. That's pretty much my tank list. So yeah, the that's always kind of interesting. But
That statement that I just made, sorry, real quick, just kind of made me think too, because like I remember having discussions in the past about you know, because like before the support categories pretty much used to be like sniper support, cannon support, and was it machine gun? Would you say machine gun support? I don't know,
like
but because I just remember
tanks,
like,
no, just tanks.
Or tanks,
machine gun supports are definitely like your alt weapons for the command and the heavy though. Like low cost has that a lot more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. But I just remember having conversations with people. Like I think we talked about when when Gundam first came out. Like, oh well, you know, it's not as good as like the gun cannon or whatever. Because I mean, the gun cannon used to be like incredibly dominant just because of its damage output.
Yeah.
And you know, I would tell people like, well, it's not the same type of support. And more of what I'm getting at this I guess to bring this up is just like, it seems like do you feel like the kind of support types? I mean, tanks are still a thing. The Zommel is still at the cost, and Hildolfer and stuff like that. Do you think like the main support types have changed? Because like I feel like a lot of the higher cost suits, except for like the Hyzak custom, I guess, aren't really snipers anymore. Most of them kind of fill that cannon support style where you want to be like, or they all seem to be really like kind of mid-rangey in some regard too. So I feel like MLRS is optimal and mid and like kind of like semi-long to mid-range.
You can also get too well close because of just how good that downswing is.
Yeah, frontline frontline support is definitely a thing. 7th Gundam, G-Line full custom.
7th Gundam gets pretty much played like a joke too. Like
Mhm.
people are not afraid to swing in that suit.
For
Like,
real.
they're playing that like a really zippy like Grandpa Gundam with shitty thrust. Like I can move half a lot, but I'm gonna hit your
Yeah, I
ass when
know.
you get there.
Throws the cane away like force injections once, and he like throws.
You know
his
what
hip
it
out.
is? He gets the cane and draws a sword out of it. It's like that
Oh,
fucking
there you go.
blind man or whatever.
There you go.
His cane. Oh, yo, generals, whippersnapper, come here, Mark III.
Good it is.
But yeah, it's. I mean, looking especially at like the Hama Hama, it has range though, so it's almost kind of like the beams have enough range to kind of be medium to long.
I feel like the
but
Hama Hama fills the same range bracket as the MLRS, honestly.
yeah, I mean, like, I don't think we really have a sniper though. Like, you can definitely play back, but there's no like, I'm gonna sit here on a building and just poke you to death kind of thing.
Because Hyzak custom is what 450, 500, I think.
They've got a 550 of it now, so
Mhm.
Okay, 'cause that's around the same cost as like Gunner Gundam, right?
yeah, I think it has the same starting cost actually, the gunner as well, or maybe it's 450
That's like
to
the
start.
highest.
No, it's the 450 to
Maybe.
start, so it's 50 higher. But like
Okay.
550 though, I think is the highest sniper that we have. If anything, the next best thing to a sniper would, I mean, obviously this is a tank, but the Zamal is the only thing that really sits back and just shoots if you're gonna play it like that.
That just sticks. That just like keeps the tank play alive, though, right?
Yeah,
Because I
pretty
mean,
much.
that's just tank rotation.
I mean, it's main gun that
Yeah,
you have to be
I don't know.
very accurate with at least. So
That's true. Smoothie Gun has to pretty much have a guy standing still, or you're a literal boss. It just kind of like an interesting consideration. I just like, it seems like some of our support role, like the role is the same, but the way they handle it,
yeah,
I guess the classification for those roles seem to be shifting in a higher cost.
like there's subcategories, if you will.
Yeah, subcategory might be a good way to put it. Yeah, raids are now victims, generals. Generals do everything, and supports have to get in the front line. It's interesting.
Raids are just I don't
Pretty
know.
much.
I don't know. They have one that violates.
They're very angry victims.
There's one that can
Yeah.
violate.
The only problem is like Yazan has to like give and take.
Yeah, Yazan sometimes has the
violator.
double Zeta phase.
Yeah,
There we go.
you're a violator and a violatee. With those cubulates flying around.
Yeah. The second you clap someone's cheeks, everyone just kind of turns around like, oh, well then. Goodbye.
But so let's see, 500. You did mention the full custom. I like it there too. And then the detector, I guess, is another one that just amazing. But my list, 500 is the one where I got a lot of suits, I guess. 450 and down kind of gets very narrow for me after that point. 300 I don't play at all. I don't touch 200 and 300 right now at all. If I had an Agu guy, maybe 300, but right now I'm just not having good luck at 300 for some reason. I don't know if it's
Mhm.
You
because
start
of
playing the other
freeze.
Waddle Boy.
I've been playing GOG. The GOG's been the best 300 I've had. So
That's not about the Ack guy. You gotta
I've
get
tried,
your
man. I've tried. It's just
other
not.
Waddle.
For some reason, it's not
This ain't
anymore.
happening.
Yeah, I've tried.
Nah, man, it was never. You just had some like brain dead people you're playing against Cupcake
Probably,
Night.
I guess.
Oh no.
I mean,
the
it works
Stark
at 200. It works at 200 and 250, but for some reason, 300 right now is just like, oof. Too many
You would think
freeze.
it'd be easier.
Well, I think it's because there's just so many people going back to their roots. Like, oh, we got to climb. Let's just go back to stuff that's consistent. And the freeze running around with shotguns, like even the GOG, painful to play right now. So there's just too much of the just like shotgun shutdown going on, and I'm
That's
just
why we need
like,
to
oh
get the
no,
Swolgog and just have it ignore that.
pretty much.
Speaking of Mac guys, did you guys know we met the community goal and we had our one
Oh
Mac guy
no!
match?
Did you have it recorded and
I was gonna
everything?
say highlight it.
Oh yeah, it was on stream.
I mean,
I need to. I need to go back and do
highlight
that. Spoiler alert: I lose because fuck the Ack guy.
Who
Was that
fucking
going all
watch this
right? It's going all right, but it was. I won't go into too much of it. Spoilers, I guess.
now?
But yeah. Full disclosure: the expected outcome happens.
Oof.
Does he miss a mega particle cannon shot? Of course you do.
All of them. Like, oh man, I hate when I like that is the deciding factor of my Akai games is whether I hit or miss the first particle cannon shot.
I think I'm just too much of a scavenger in that suit. Like I'm waiting for someone else to show up, and like they see me in the background, and are like, hold on a second. So they stagger the dude, and then they're like, why is he hanging back? And all of a sudden, I just come up, smack that ass, like, let's go.
For me, where they buff the Vulcans just to make them like dumb, I'm just like, okay, I staggered you with that. Now you're staggered. Now I stagger you again with the beam. Now I stagger you again with the beam, and then I smack.
I feel a little bad though, because like once I actually get my claws on somebody, I have a really bad habit of still trying to downswing, and I will absolutely bip the shit out of my friends if they get too close.
But yeah, 250. I've been doing Agu guy shenanigans. If not, if I need to do support rabbit type. Rabbit type also works pretty good at 300, but I've still just had, like I said, I don't know what it is about 300 though. It's just been bad across the board. Even
That big
in
gun is pretty satisfying though.
Oh yeah, it chunks now, dude. Like I'm like hitting like before it was like 800 per. Now it's like over 1,000 per shot with almost all levels of that thing, which is gross. Like the amount of damage that thing can output, like
Feels good.
is definitely the superior Zaku cannon now, which kind of sad about a little bit, but at the same time, I've got it, so guess I'll take it.
Not too sad. Not sad enough.
Yeah, I'm sad for the people who don't have it.
Could be sadder.
Yeah, definitely could be. One of those things like I was very sad that I didn't have the Cubile. Now life seems a little bit better.
Things look a little bit brighter these days.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm still mad that the possibility is there for people to have that. So I don't know. I still might be really mad if we hit 700. They haven't changed some things.
I mean, they definitely need to do some just overhauls for some of that stuff.
But yeah, any other costs that you've had like super success with? Like I said, Agu guy, rabbit type in 250. And then 350 for the rabbit type, also in 350. Might actually have to look, but it's mainly just been rabbit type is what I've been doing in 350. Gog's been pretty good.
God.
Rabbit type is nice.
But
Galg.
oh, Hellrider Cavalry. I can't believe I didn't even think that one. Yes, I do the. There's proof in Emblem's Discord and in mine because of the clips and everything. Oh my gosh, dude. That was a 10 out of 10 clip. I was like, I don't even think I noticed that was going on till like afterwards. And then
support
like,
main playing generals on his off time.
Ladies and gentlemen,
like, exposed.
Pretty much.
Yeah, just the Magnum's webcams had fraud to smash over.
Fraud detected.
Exposed playing generals. No.
Ramp.
Hey, I was following the ABGs. Always be Gatling. It's okay. We're still within category. It just might be the best general at that cost. Or best suit maybe. But yeah, 400 and 450 kind of have a lot of stuff, but again, now that I've got the Striker custom, Dom Barrage, my main go-to.
Psycho Gundam and 700. Heh.
Mudrock. Oh, G-Line Assault. I've been having a lot of success at 400 with the G-Line Assault.
Mm.
And, I mean, honestly, that's about it. I've been trying a few high GOG shenanigans at, like, 350 and 400, but...
Oh, I forgot to make my suit ugly. Whoopsie.
You know, there's a few things that I feel kind of confident with, but the overall confidence is definitely the Dumb Barrage.
Something intensify.
Intensify.
So
Yeah.
You guys got anything?
I've been enjoying the Mark III at 550 or 600, whichever cost it's at. Or I have it at, but I like that one. It's a lot of fun to play. I should probably try. I really need to get better at the shooty pokey suits. Like that's a Zero Shiki's been buffed.
Disconnected.
I think like freaking smashes you into the ground and then it takes you out into the backyard and it fucking puts you down now, man. It's literally like when it knocks you down, it's pretty much saying like that's my dog paw. I'll take care of it. And he just like fucking shoots you to death, man. It's just like
don't forget your rubbers,
like,
bitch.
Bang, bang. I'm like, no, I need my legs. I was like, where's my money?
I know some people
it's so painful.
Talking about it like it's still not doing much, but I don't know. When it gets its shooting off, though, it's like I still think it's a little weak in melee. But if it gets to just shoot at you at all, then you're done. Like it's like I've got it on my alt. I've been playing it on there, and yeah, just shooting. That thing is tasty.
Feels good,
but let's see. I don't know. Like, I'm definitely at the point right now. One of the guys in chat in our clan, Arc, kind of made me realize the error of my ways. Because I remember I was talking a little bit about me kind of running into another kind of like skill wall at my rating, and he said, "I'm a raid main. Might be the might be the problem I'm running into."
There's your problem.
Yeah, I was like, "You're playing the inferior mobile suits," but
well,
you're making it harder for yourself than you have to when you could just play like a raid as a general.
It feels like I love whenever I'm playing a Mark III or just any of the other generals, and nobody. It's like I don't exist, man.
Yeah,
like I'll be rated matches, and I'll just be like,
but you just have output out, like
yeah, man. Like I'll just be Mark III and things. It's like, oh, shoot through you guys. Cannons there. Like, oh, that's a neutral. Let me help you out, bud. But it's literally just like it's like I'm a fly on the wall, and by the time the match is over, I have over 100,000 damage, and it's just like, well, that was fun. I got to play the video game instead of getting my ass kicked the entire match. Like, it's so much better.
The video game was not suffering.
Well, here's my point to that, though, and this kind of goes into more of the, which I do want to ask this question too. Like, and the reason why I'm saying this is the cost that I like right now is, as far as how to climb, one of my things that the reason why I like to play raid and support is normally there's only going to be one raid or one support on the enemy team. So if you're doing well and you're winning, and you can also make that other raid or support on the enemy team's life a living hell as the raid or the support, then that means you're going to beat your rival, which means you're going to get more points. So as a general, though, you're kind of rolling the dice. Could be put up against the best general on their team or the worst general on their team. Whereas you know that you've got just one raid or one support to play against on the enemy team. So you can act as a counter raid or a counter sniper as your own suit type. Most games, anyway. And that's one reason why I like playing raid or support, because I have a lot more of plus 17, plus 16, rather than the plus 13 or plus 14 that I get when I'm winning half the time when I play a general. So that's another reason why I like playing raid and support in these. But again, that kind of goes both ways because there's a little bit of risk reward there. Because if your team just gets completely just stomped on, then and they're allowed to do the same thing to you, then there's a chance you're going to have the minus 16 or 17 game as well. But what do you guys think about that strat?
It sounds like saying play to your strengths.
Yeah. Also,
I mean, if you are,
Evelyn in chat says Don Barrage gets punished / stun locked in melee range. What do you got to say to that?
Yes. Don't let that happen. Position well.
Don't be bad.
It sounds like you didn't intensify enough, my dude.
More missiles, more bullets before they get to you.
Mr. Magnum, what's your response to this claim? DACA.
More gun.
Pretty much.
Perhaps a blown out leg or two.
Yeah, there you go. Shoot him in the legs more. Cap him at the knees with your missiles. But a little more info answer, I guess, is if they're a raid, make sure when they stop boosting to shoot them with your beam. If they are just boosting, get good at shooting them with missiles while they're boosting toward you.
They're just gonna run into your shit faster and stun faster. So.
Yeah, and then you can follow up with the beam, so that you do the combo backwards. So you go missile to beam, and then you just, knock them over the head so that they're on the ground, and then you run away, gatling their legs at the same time, and hopefully repeat that success one more time. And if you don't, then they're probably going to kill you. But that's just raid on support anytime, anywhere.
At that point, hit right on your D-pad.
Ouch. Nice to meet you.
Left.
Maybe it is left. Support me, whichever side it is.
Left, support me. And pray.
Yeah.
If he's talking about generals though, getting on them and stun locking them, then you've done messed up. The general should be dead.
Will the general get that close?
Yeah. Like you shoot them once with the beam, they dodge roll, and if they dodge roll, you put half of your missiles in them because you should just aim pretty much where they're rolling to.
We missed a step in the flowchart somewhere here. That happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big old board of just like a bunch of scenarios. Like, well, when this happens, you need to do this.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's just support life. Like this is like that is just the board of scenarios for playing support. Because any support, once they get into melee range, you're stun locked because you don't have a dodge roll. Yeah.
That's right.
Pretty much it. By the way, though, on a side note, I do want to. Well, here, let's finish. Let's not get too far off. Any other costs or any other suits that you guys have found really successful, and any other strats?
Getting your shots really helps.
Don't miss, please.
Yeah, don't miss. Keeping it off. I feel like I've said this before, but keeping out for your teammates and setting up chain stun combos tends to work really well for me.
Mm-hmm.
But that would require the guy next to you not to downswing you and then throw away the kill because they like
after you do a stun.
Yeah, because they never have boost after they knock you and the other guy down. So the guy's like on a sliver, and you could have totally killed him if he had just neutraled and let you follow up afterwards. But now he's gonna now it's gonna be annoying because you have to chase him down in 5 frames, and he's gonna go back to his team. You're both probably gonna die, and get him too or something like that.
Okay.
There's something kind of neat about being like praised by the enemy. Like sometimes it's probably sarcastic, and other times it's like, oh wow.
If I'll be that guy sometimes who will praise the enemy when they just do something so bad that I'm just like, thanks for winning the game for us, my dude. By the way, on a side note, I just forgot what I was about to say next before I was like,
Oh no. In other news, my brain. Ouch.
yeah, pretty much. Darn it, what was I about to say? You guys have any idea? Darn it. Because I was like, before we go off on a tangent here.
Too late.
Bummer.
Well, while you're trying to remember, Chad is mentioning like knowing the timing for
they never have
restaggering, like after a I do like an initial confirm, setting up for another one. And a big one that I'd like to do is just like get a feel for what the length of the iframes are. And by that I mean, like, you know, when somebody tackles your teammate and they're starting to recover.
Yeah.
Like knowing when to shoot to catch them as the iframes go away is a pretty big deal too. And just in any case, like when they stand back up,
like 5 seconds.
granted that one could be a bit tricky. Yeah, that could be tricky because they can break it by shooting at you or something. But if you know like the max time, you can have a shot ready to go.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Or melee or whatever. I feel like the melee's more along the lines of timing it right when they're getting out of a tackle, so you can follow up, assuming they don't like lag phantom giant hitbox you and like catch you if they tackle, you know, you're behind them or like 2 mobile suits away or some nonsense like that. But I digress.
Well, here's another question: is there a map that you guys will just not play on?
Nah.
If it's in the sense of like if it came up would I dodge? No. But if I didn't have to play it, yeah, I wouldn't want to play desert. I don't like that map.
Oh shit, I didn't know
Depending on
that.
the cost and the suit, I'll still do desert. I pretty much just don't like deserted city almost at all. Arctic base depends on the cost. Like 2 cost, I'll play Arctic base on. Yeah, and tropical desert for the most part, I won't play it. Every now and then, like 2 cost, I'll play that. But pretty much if I can do the MLRS, about it.
Yeah, like I said before, I'm usually just trying to roll with it if I'm doing it on stream, so that's usually when I play.
And play more generals. Just run Mark II. That's the greatest advice.
Yeah, there we
you can
go.
ever give me.
There we go.
Initiated manga, you'll be fine.
Pretty much.
Yeah, if you want to play general, play to Mark II. If you want to play support, play to MLRS. And if you want to play a raid, play to Mark II. Setting up chain stun combos. And if the MLRS isn't available and you want to play support, play to full armor Gundam ground type.
That works. Oh my god, we had someone leave a good.
Legit. By
And
the
it's
way,
on our
a
team
side note, I
again!
do wanna, well, here,
Woo!
let's not, yeah. Any support once they get into melee range.
So is this when we transition into what we think
don't have
next
to
week's
dodge.
suit is going to be?
Yeah. It sure seems that way.
I know, right?
Yeah, I guess. I was trying to, not gonna lie, I was just listening to what I was saying before to see if I could figure out what I was talking about, but I still can't. I'm just like, I can listen to a very low volume. Nobody, everybody probably heard it, but that's what I'm doing real quick. No, I still can't, because I was talking about like getting melee comboed to death, and like once it happens, then oh, that's what I was actually gonna. Yes, it finally hit me. Okay, real quick, just on another side note with the salt and the sweat and the playing at bad times, like, you know, when you first wake up in the morning at 6 a.m. and you're like, I can get a few games in, let's go. Connection quality.
Oh god, yeah.
Back to, I know we kind of talked about this last week, and I just kind of want to touch on this a little bit, but I've seen more like either laggy people or just, you know, like the beam saber 5 miles away hitting you. But the new one this time that I've been noticing is somebody will tackle me and they'll already like be down swinging me, and they'll hit me, and I don't even have time to tackle. Or on the opposite version of that, I tackle them, and they've boosted back, and then they're tackling me. They're already on the way to tackle me back before I've even swung, or before I can even swing. Like on my screen, they're already boosting backwards, and I can't. And I've swung before, and they're already out of my swing range. Like even with suits that have long range for their melee, they've already been boosting out of my range.
I don't know. In that regard, like I feel like all I can say is it sounds like you're tackling people that still have boosts, and I feel like it's never been safe if you're not like on perfect.
It's not really. Well, yeah. But what I'm saying is before there's at least a chance. I'm saying there's a chance, right? To like actually.
I mean, if we're facing 1%, then okay, I can buy into this.
You know,
but reward.
But with this, like most of the time, you'll get tackled and countered, right? If you try to do that.
For sure.
Every now and then, I can actually tackle and counter them if they do it to me. But here, when I've been getting on really early in the morning, and I know I'm definitely playing with nothing but like pretty much JP people, or that kind of connection quality. There's no chance. Like if they tackle me, they're gonna melee me 100% of the time.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't even have there's not even a chance. Like sometimes I'm still stunned and they're down. Like they're down swinging. Like I don't think there's been a time where I couldn't tackle somebody who decides to downswing after a tackle, right? But they're actually getting downswings off on me after a tackle. Now, I mean, I'm not talking like the MLRS downswing where it's just like, boop, I hit you with a shield instantly. It's like the, like double Zeta
the
downswing.
Whole wind up, yeah.
Like double Zeta downswing that takes 5 years to downswing.
It's like still, over their head,
and
like,
still hitting me. I'm like, what is this? And like, it's just I've noticed it when I'm on in the mornings where I have like 3 bars and everybody else has 5 bars, and it's clearly like full JP team, and I'm like, ooh, I gotta be careful.
I think around that time, it's somewhere in the neighborhood. You're Eastern time, or is it Central?
It's like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. your time. It would be 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. Like pretty much when rank normally is going on.
I want to say that's like probably 9 or 10 o'clock at night in Japan.
Everyone just got out of work. Let's go.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like when it's definitely, I'm pretty much guaranteed everybody in the game is a JP player.
Peak JP time.
Yeah, like I've noticed it then, but I'm just wondering if anybody's also noticed that at all. And is this just me noticing it more now because we've had a drop off of NA players because the big event for anniversary just stopped? Like, is that another thing too?
It might be. I feel like I've said it before too, right? Like we have enough people that are new that are streaming, and like their communities are checking it out too. So there's definitely still new players coming in.
Yeah. So either way though, that is some thought that I've had with the connection and stuff, because I've just had that kind of lag happening, and it is kind of a bummer. But I've also had people in chat saying they've had a lot of bazookas and stuff like pass them a mile away and hit them, and they've just noticed it recently after the anniversary event, whereas the anniversary event going pretty well. So that's one reason why I decided to bring it up, because that was a topic that's been discussed pretty much the past 2 or 3 days. So, and I definitely noticed it in the mornings when especially in that case, because I don't think I've ever seen a time where, except for way early on, when somebody could literally boost away from me and then tackle me.
I'm back. I just noticed we all had black shirts on, so
I just had to change.
I had to change shirt color.
Just had to differentiate, man.
Here, let me just tell my...
Stuff is just kind of like run of the mill for just like games of latency anyway, though, right?
Well, yeah. But I mean, like now I'm just noticing this, like the whole somebody's actually dashing backwards and then tackling me. Like
I don't know. Like,
my.
when you were saying that, like, I do that all the time. People, if I still have boost and someone tackles into me, most suits
Well,
can disengage.
now
While
I know the
other
dash
suits recovering.
tackle, but like I'm talking about
What do you
like
mean when you say dash
full
tackle?
on like dash back, like almost in,
Oh, when you
and then they
zigzag,
tackle.
you dash back and then tackle.
Oh, well, I'm not even
Well,
talking
that's
about
what
the
I'm
zig. No. See,
stuff, but
that's what Emblem's
yeah.
talking about. What I'm talking about
But
is
that's
even
what that
worse.
means.
Well, okay.
I think I guess Matt's saying like they dashed further back.
Yeah,
Like they
they like
just
go all
disengage.
the way. They like
Yeah.
full disengage,
They
and
do the full hop.
then they can tackle back into me, and I'm just
Mhm.
like, well, there's no way I'm gonna swing at you now because you've already dashed back. But now they're trying to do tackle melee into me now that my
Mhm.
tackle is down. Like they're getting
That
full
didn't work.
disengaged, and then they're tackling into me to then melee me twice, and I'm like, what? Like I can see that, but I mean they're literally like, I've tackled into them. We've hit heads, and then they go all the way back here, and then tackle back into me, and they're already back here when I can finally swing. Like if they tackled, they would miss the tackle on my counter. They wouldn't counter me. Is my point. Like they're all the way back, and then they're tackling into me. Like I'm like, how much time are they getting over? Like, is this connection? What is this? I mean, that's the only thing that I can like.
What's happening here?
Yeah. So, and then like I'm still getting staggered when they're already swinging at me essentially after they tackle into me though. Like that, like even if I had boost left, I don't even have
Mhm.
time to then there was no hope for me to tackle them back. Is my point. So I don't know what's going on with that, but that's my point. Like you know normally how somebody tackles into you and you're slamming triangle just praying that it's gonna happen? Like there was
Mhm.
no hope. There was no hope. Like my guy's still like midair flop of like, oh no, I'm staggered. Oh, I'm getting meleeed. What? Like the stagger just started and I'm getting meleeed. Like it's it's pretty bad. So that's that's my that's my extra salt of just like complaints with server problems.
My current salt for server problems is that I'm really hoping people eat out of the game at the beginning, and that it's just their shitty servers. That happens twice in a row now.
Like did they like are you saying instantly out of the game?
As as we're dropping, one's already gone.
Huh. Yeah, that's probably they probably just DC'd. But cool. Guys have anything else on that? If not, let's go ahead and do some suit speculation and do some shout outs.
I just saw an honorable mention to tackling somebody that's meleeing, taking full damage, but bumping into them while they're in the middle of their melee animation, and just knocking them, just like giving them a normal stagger. And they just like beat the shit out of you afterwards. That one's pretty good.
That's top choice right there.
Oh, for sure. And then whenever you do like 2 hits and you like disengage and swap weapons, and like you're literally not even like actively attacking, you're just moving, you're just like dashing to the side to reposition for another attack,
And they
and you just get
counter.
countered out of your dash animation.
Oh my
It's like,
gosh, I hate that. Like I'm charging my beam rifle and then I'm suddenly countered. It's like what?
Yeah.
The fuck? Oh man, yeah. That's a good honorable mention. There we go. Okay. Well, let's get rid of the salt shaker. Hey, look, suddenly the topic window's back. Whoa. New suit? So, I pretty much just got one choice now because I want a transforming flying support. The Palace Athene's in the game. We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have. I mean, I guess now the Gaza D, maybe
That's a DB nice.
for support, and give us an aquatic suit when the aquatic patch comes out. If that's next week, that's about all I got.
Should be sometime this century. Get us a good pool or some shit. Also, Hazel Customs, so that we can just have it be a thing.
Yes.
I like to see Hazel as well.
Anything else, Emblem?
My picks, I can't remember what I said on the podcast, but I know my picks for this week when I started to stream yesterday were the O or the Palace Athene. So it actually worked out pretty well in that regard for like the little last minute pick. But we're kind of back to them just kind of doing whatever they want. It'd be cool if now that they released the Athene, they kind of lead us into the O because Soraka's bodyguard girl squad are in. But
Oh, by the way,
I wonder.
prediction for what the O type is going to be.
I'm gonna say raid for sure.
I'm gonna say general.
Yeah, I could see general, but I'm gonna like keep the dream alive and stick to raid. But general would not surprise me either.
Yeah, I would like to also keep the dream alive and say something else other than a general. But the thing is, we have the raid version of what was mentioned in because they've been mentioning the Palace Athene and the O in all the posts. So we have both of those in, and if the O is the third one, then it's like raid support general. And as much
But
as
I mean,
hate to say it,
if it sucks though, because if that's the general, then what should have happened at Grips is that Camille should have just looked at Haman and Sorako, and they all should have just like nodded their mobile suits' heads and it turned on Char, just kicked his ass. Because all the generals should just pulled the fucking raid. Like, let's hope that doesn't happen. You know? They're just all in Grips and early, and literally just like raid, and they just like kick it, they just like beat him into the ground, and Quattro has to limp out of there with one leg.
I mean, it would have had several less series if they just killed Char anyway. So I don't know.
You might not be wrong. Maybe that is what needs to happen. Good call, Gustav. But I mean, if the O has to take the L and become a loser general, then at least the raid at this will be a thing, right?
No.
Right?
Oof.
It'll be in support.
Oof. Wait, it'll be a support. Ooh. Okay.
That one.
But yeah, anything else? Any other prediction?
Got a Mark 4.
Okay, Gustav, what else you got? Anything?
I'm trying to think. Was it full armor slave wraith? That'd be nice.
I can see that being from the first game that they put in as a banner suit.
I really hope they do it. I want that to be a banner suit and not a suit. I'd be kind of mad if that was a clan match suit at this point.
I mean, with what they've been using as clan suits, like it seems to be
more
simple
than
grunt
likely
type stuff.
A lot of raid stuff too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, anything that you could see as a more of a grunt suit, like the slave wraith full armor, seems like a pretty substantial suit. So I could see it being actually a banner suit rather than just a here's this extra thing.
Right.
So.
Yeah, hopefully that'd be neat to see.
Anyway, do we want to get some shoutouts going?
All right, Gustav _13 XIII doing Gundam Battle Operation 2 as well as more cross rays, and we'll be finishing up Astray more than likely tomorrow. Hopefully we can get some clan matches going, or at least some practice stuff before clan matches leading up into it. Anyone who can make it for GS3 at the very least, be sure to sound off in the Discord and let us know. Because if not, then we're probably going to just call this and focus on the 4v4 one coming up next week. That's going to be a big one for actually like participating. And if you are looking for another clan besides that, GKN, capital G, lowercase k, capital N, is our secondary clan. Trying to get some more people in there as well.
Emblem?
GamingEmblem. You can find me on the internet playing video games in cool blue shirts.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, he's popped a color.
Oh no.
In the Mobile Suit Gundam Battle Operation video game, as well as some Phantasy Star Online 2. Although I've been backgrounding that one a little bit more since I've been playing Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. But like I mentioned, Indivisible is on sale for 50% off, so I may look into finishing that up or getting that. And I'm kind of like getting some inspiration from Gustav to actually go in and finish Crossrays. I need to get back to ship multi-attacking everything to death so I can get carried by my group battleship attacks to the end game and see if it actually gets hard. But TNP, Team No Pants, T3P, Team Tripants are still recruiting. If you like clan matches and want to participate, T3P. We cater to all ratings of player, so don't feel like you have to be like S minus, because I know I'm not, in order to get in and participate. And if you're looking for more of a non-clan oriented casual kind of experience, Team No Pants is for everybody, so feel free to check it out.
Cool. And as always, everybody's stuff will be down in the description below. But I'm EG Magnum. I stream on Twitch, got a Twitter, Discord, stuff like that. Gonna be doing, of course, the GBO2 stuff and things. Clan-wise, we might be just making another one for the memes and for people's alts and anybody else who wants to join in. That'd be kind of cool just to get going, because we are full now and we've stayed pretty full. I think I got about one person maybe going to be considered inactive here in a little bit. That's always nice that people are playing. Cool. So I'll let everybody know if we end up making Mangum. Yeah. Mangum Gaming. Yeah. But anyway, as far as after this, I'm probably gonna just be calling it. Tomorrow though, once I get everything done, I'm gonna be doing mostly, depending on what time I start. If it's before reset, I'll probably just start on Avengers and play that pretty much all day. Try to make a full day out of it for the most part. Of course, I'm probably going to do the dailies at some point. Maybe some Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. And then on the weekend, we might be having the horror game thing coming up for the VR chat. I don't know what the plan is exactly for that, but I think that might be a thing. Also, not planning on streaming too much on the weekend, but so yeah, if that's decided that that's going to be a thing, then I'll be doing that. And then if Emblem, if you want to do some Crystal Chronicles on the weekend, maybe I might be up for that as well. Maybe some dailies.
I'm very down to do some hard mode Crystal Chronicles for sure. That's the real end game.
We might just need to get our legendary weapons and some actual like diamond armor or something first, because
yeah, I'd definitely be down to do some sweaty grinding to do some sweaty late game. That's my jam.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm very interested.
I might want my Longinus spear first, which means you're gonna have to do a lot of the zombie dragon and a lot of the temple thing that you hated doing with people. So any viewers,
as long as they're not randos.
Yeah, any viewers that want in, let's go, please.
Yeah, as long as you can rub our single brain cell together, we'll probably be able to figure it out. So. But anyway, I digress. Keep doing your outro.
But for real though. And then of course next week we didn't have the tabletop because of stuff and things. So next week tabletop on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern and the podcast at 9 p.m. Eastern as always. Monday and Tuesday will probably be more Avengers. Hopefully the day one patch tomorrow fixes a lot of stuff too. That's one reason why I'm gonna put a full day into it. And that kind of will dictate what happens Monday and Tuesday for the most part. Who knows? Monday might be Mobile Suit Monday climbing rated if things don't go well. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe, all that. Leave a comment down below of what you'd like to hear us talk about in the future and what think of what we thought about, or what we talked words. What we talked about.
We talked about
words. But anyway, guys, that'll be it for this one. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Peace.
Later.